Listen. Yeah. Yes, Lord. Oh. Get that out of there. Indeed, puss puss. Hey everybody, it's Sunday. You know what that means. It's time for dum 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 dum, the panel. Lots of those jazz numbers, clef notes flying everywhere. Possible side effects are included with this. It's your boy Matty Rants. Thank you for joining me on this good Sunday. We have a packed house today. All my good Judies are here, including a special friend from the YouTube universe, Miss Wilma Fingerdoo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get some things out the way, including my social medias. Wilma, I'm going to bring in second. Then I'm going to start with Jamar, and then I'm going to go down the list. Once we do that, we're going to start with Drag Race UK because I know y'all want to get into Untucked in that entire episode, plus Snatch Game. We're going to save Wandavision for the last part of the episode. There's a little hot gossip going around about Tekashi 6ix9ine in somebody's inbox and getting exposed. Coming to America came out, in case anybody saw that, and other things too that took place in the universe. Plus Drag Race Down Under. They just went ahead and announced the cast, y'all. They were like, no date, but here's the cast. Glad to see some people that I know on there. So let's go ahead and get my social medias out the way. It's at MattyRants on both Facebook, Instagram, Cameo, and TikTok. Also, it's at the MattyRants on Twitter. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, please and thank you, because as you know, I'm not monetizing this video, so we can say whatever the hell we want to. It's Cash App, $MattyRants, Venmo, Matty-Rants, and PayPal.me/MattyRants. That's downstairs. Isn't that lovely? Okay. Before I start, I want to give a moment here because the rant pack has grown. As of yesterday, the official number now for the rant pack with the Matty Rants channel is at 17,000 subscribers plus. So I want to thank everybody for the love. I want to thank the new rant pack members. We made it to 17,000. Shout out to the veterans. Okay. I love y'all so much. I'm so excited. Listen, I'm libation down. I already have my alcohol. I'm good to go. I'm ready to talk. And I've had my, pass it on the left-hand side. So listen, let's go ahead and bring on my first special guest. I am so excited. Wilma, we've been meaning to do this forever. And I have been a fan in the background, a fan of the forefront of this queen for a good long minute. My Canadian sister, y'all know her as well. Please, please give some love, give everything that you can to my good sister, Miss Wilma Fingerdoo.
Oh my God! Hey, introduction! Look at me. I got dressed up. I'm going to church. I put on my hat. I put on my gloves. Let's do this.
Come on. I am fabulous, darling. How are you doing, Wilma?
I am fabulous. I was trying to think about how I got onto you on YouTube.
That was a long time ago.
Somebody who was watching me said, "Oh my God, you're so funny. You remind me of Matty Rants." And I'm like, "Who's that?" I'll tell you who's funny. And I think that's how it went.
No, and you came by the page, I remember, and I was like, oh, let me go see who this is. And I was like, oh, I love this. Jorge, drink me. Seriously. Catchphrase after catchphrase. I love the cuts. I love the edits. I'm always here for it. I've been such a big fan, and you give it. And I'm like, low key, I said, why is Wilma going to audition for Canada's Drag Race? But
No! It's so much easier to judge those that do.
And here we are. Everybody, this is Wilma Fingerdoo, in case you don't know. Yeah. Wilma, please give them your social media links where they can find you and all that good stuff.
Oh, it's terrible. I don't know them at all. On YouTube, it's the Wilma Fingerdoo Review. I think on Instagram, it's on Twitter, it's the Wilma I don't know. I don't talk to myself.
It's at Fingerdoo on Twitter, y'all, in case y'all want to know. Yes. I looked it up. I got it here for you, baby. See, I got you, sister.
I keep meaning to write it down, but I don't even remember to go to these sites. Never mind tell people I'm there.
Okay. Well, listen, I got you here. Look, I'm having a scoot on up. Where was I? Oh, this is my own things that I was worried and concerned about today. It's Fingerdoo on Twitter, y'all. And it's, of course, the Wilma Fingerdoo show. The Wilma Fingerdoo review on YouTube and Instagram. Type in Wilma Fingerdoo on search, bitches. Y'all know how to get this done.
I'm one of the first ones you see. And people always ask me, why Wilma Fingerdoo? And I said, because you can't say Wilma Assbleed on TV.
That's why Wilma Fingerdoo is here today, everybody. Welcome to the panel. I appreciate it.
Pleasure.
This is how Sundays work for us, and we also have this coming from Canada. So this is a full North American spill that we got going on over here. Okay, hey everybody, we're gonna bring in my next co-host here. Y'all know him. This is my good sis. We've been doing reviews together for a good little minute. He's in production right now for The Circle Atlanta. Oh, Jamar out there getting his production credits on. You better bring in your old beanie head having little lock self, Jamar.
Wait. Hi. Oh my God, it's so great to see you. I need
a screen grab of this right here. the three of us on one screen.
It's the crossover.
Out. Just ignore me. Look, I want to take the screenshot. I did not know that the reason why you call yourself Fingerdoo. Yes, I love that. That just kind of gave
Most people don't hear it as anything bad until I say that. Why? But I think they think it's an unattractive name. It's like, well, why of all names would you call yourself Wilma Fingerdoo? And then I say that to them, and I'm like,
Wilma.
Oh.
It's perfect. Never change it.
Never change it, please. Jamar, please tell us, where can we find you on your social medias?
So you can find me on all social media at Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at Jamar84, with the exception of TikTok, which is Jamar840. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Jamar, for being here. Okay. Now we're about to go ahead and hit the good old forest here and climb a couple trees. 6'7", if you would, for me, please. Coming all the way from New York City. You know him for his own YouTube channel, C Diggy. That's the one at the end of it there. But also for the allegedly show and pop roast with my good sis, Alexander Diane Rogers. Give it up for good old Christopher. C Diggy what?
Hey, happy Sunday, y'all.
Happy Sunday.
I have my cocktail ready.
Oh, yes.
Also, and a spare, because I know it's going to be a long chat. So, yeah.
We have a lot to do.
Spare. Mail me the spare.
I bartend too, so, you know.
Oh, well, listen, only if we could get your arms to stretch long enough to Wilma for a drink me moment, then it would be perfect.
Oh, I got, I'm good.
Oh, in a big cup too, I see you.
Oh, yeah, I'm not playing.
Well, we already almost have 400 people in the room right now. Thank y'all so much for being here. This is about to be a very good live. I already can feel it. Chris, can you give us your social medias, babe?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, CDIGGI1, as well as my YouTube. You can find me on Pop Roast with Alexander Rogers, as well as the Spotify and Apple. Yeah, that Apple thing.
That thing.
For the podcast, too.
Okay, fabulous. Thank you, Chris. Y'all know where to find that tree. Just throw a rock and see if it lands on it, all right? Okay, so we about to go ahead and get on to someone who knows how to use some knives and not to hurt people. God bless him. This is someone who can split a cake as well. And I do mean that in two different ways. Y'all know him for a couple underscores there and a similar yellow sweaty that I keep on seeing come up in here. It's the one, it's that only, Dooley underscore noted.
Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Hey y'all.
What's going on, friend?
Hi, friend. How are you?
Good friend.
Same. I'm excellent.
I'm feeling myself. Listen, the North Pole of your sweatshirt is lovely. Could you give us your social medias for us, please?
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm on Twitter at _DooleyNoted_. I'm also Dooley Noted on, no, that was Twitter. Instagram is Dooley Noted with 2 underscores for personal, and then Dooley Does Food for business. And y'all know y'all got to come over to the Dooley Does Food YouTube channel to come learn how to cook some fun new stuff.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
That fried chicken salad.
Did you like it?
I haven't tried it yet. I'm gonna do it this week.
The market's open, Chris. You can make it to the market. It's going to be okay.
Look, them prices is high in Midtown. I'm not in Harlem anymore. So.
You better take the train.
Prices are very expensive. They are really expensive.
Thank you for being here, Jamel. We appreciate you. Make sure y'all hit that like button while you're in here. And we have our last but not least on the runway. Always a blue wall with some sort of print of a shirt. The hat's a brim, and so is the forehead. I got to give it up to my good sis, Blake Keisha. Nice to meet you. You're going to come on in here and keep up. Yeah, I messed up the rhyme. Go on, sis. What's up?
Hey, how are we doing?
Blake Keisha. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Extra. Me? Never.
I have 4 other fans. Try it. I could have used that.
Never extra.
Blake, where can they find you, honey bunny?
So you can find me on Instagram at Rowley B, on Twitter at BA Rowley, and because I got ringed for not having 3 social medias, you can find me on YouTube at B Rowley, which is really shit that I like to watch.
Look at that! Someone has made a page. Look at me. I'm look at me, Wilma. I'm bringing them in. Oh, y'all, look at this. We got 6 people here today. Lots of opinions. I'm going to make sure that we get everybody in here. Y'all already heard my reviews. That's up. Okay, so this is about my co-host today, which I'm going to give more of the lead to. Now, I want to give a shout out to Monica. I see you're donating on PayPal, honey. I appreciate you. And Casey, I appreciate you as well on my Cash App. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're about to go ahead and get in. 450-something people in the room. All right. Drag Race UK Season 2, everybody. We had the top 5. Well, a top 5 is what we had. And the episode started off already on a I'm better than you note with a bunch of badges. Somebody was given the ultimate key, like this was some Dungeons and Dragon game, and now all of a sudden the power has changed up and we have to rewrite the entire script. And an order is placed. A Cheney explosion happens. Yeah, we'll keep it. A Cheney explosion. A horror lands upon this chain of explosions. It causes so much drama throughout what was supposed to be a comedy episode and an interesting lip sync. Y'all, let's start with the drama itself. Ellie Diamond had the power to choose a lineup. She chose an interesting one. Do we agree with these decisions? I'll start with Wilma.
Absolutely. I'm a stand-up comic, and that was the worst lineup she could have put those people in, and good for her. She is 21 years old. She put her balls out on that workbench, and she said, follow that, bitches. And then she went all Canadian at the end and went, is that okay?
I think that's what pisses people off.
If she just owned it and then walked to the toilet and thrown up in a quiet corner, fine. But no, she had to kind of show them her underbelly in that strong moment. And of course, Lawrence attacked her. Of course. He was absolutely pissed. The fact that Lawrence said, I would have done a shit sandwich, meaning put a good person and then the rest of you all, was not offensive. But what Ellie did in her own defense and preservation, all of a sudden now that's wrong. Lawrence has 3 badges. The fact that not every one of those queens isn't throwing her under a bus every 5 seconds is shocking to me. And I love Lawrence, but it's like, come on, try harder, want it more.
Oh my God, thank you, Wilma. Yes, exactly. Like just that. This is a goddamn competition. Like we're not here to play shits and giggles. You were Scottish Sisters 2 minutes ago, but this bitch don't have nothing on her chest.
No.
And y'all have been reading her all day, and she does something like this, and you get mad about it. I couldn't believe all the filler being stuck in everyone's face, just dropping from the moment. It was insane. Jamar, what did you think, honey?
Oh, here it comes.
So, I echo everything that Wilma just said because I was watching the episode very confused. I'm like, so this is the moment of the season that we're going to make this big explosion over. This right here, the order of a comedy show. And my thing is, Lawrence, you fucked up because if Lawrence has gone this entire time parading that they are a comedy queen, that they're supposed to be able to do these improv, they're supposed to be able to do all these things. If there's only 5 of y'all, mind you, this isn't an act that was done like at the top 8 where it's like there's all these different levels and stuff. There's only 5. The combination of people can only be so many.
Mm-hmm.
If your act is good, it does not matter when you go in the show. I'm gonna say that again.
Absolutely.
If your act, like if I was confident in whatever I'm doing, you can put me first, last, in the middle. It doesn't matter. Because when has really the order mattered in whoever's content was good?
What did Bimini say? It doesn't matter. I'll do good wherever I'm at.
Yeah, and Bimini was the wild card.
Bimini and Tace were the MVPs because even Tace was like, well, girl, if she did it in her best interest, if this is a race, there's only one winner. If she decides to throw a marble, it's your fault for not looking at the floor.
We all seen the show, girls. You should know better by now. I'm here for this. Y'all come over to church today, god damn it. While we have this conversation.
Like what was said, like y'all have been berating me, saying, oh, I should have a badge. So then when I do something in my best interest that might give me the badge, now I'm sabotaging you. It
was the good old reverse the mirror round. I can't take it. Accountability, reality TV moment. See, Diggy, one thoughts, conclusions.
Yeah, I'm not sure what those repeater badges are doing to the queen psychologically, but they don't mean anything. At the end of the day,
No money, Chris. Remember, those badges are like, whoa.
They'll be worth tens of dollars on the internet. Watch.
I'm just like, whoever has the crown at the end, that's all that matters. And it was just hyperbole overload. Like, I just didn't understand what Lawrence was so bothered by. Like, you're supposed to be the funny queen, and you're winning. Why are you so bothered? A horror, I mean, I would be a little pissed, but it's whatever. I think, like what Wilma said earlier, the fact that Ellie was like, oh, is that okay? Is that okay? That would piss me off. So that was the only thing. I mean, other than that, like, it's a game. It's Bimini's game to win. Not a joke.
At this point.
Girl,
we'll get there in a second. Dooley, I need the note.
First of all, I just want to say that I forecasted this last week. So shout out to all of y'all that were in my DMs talking about something. You said it. I was like, I clocked that. I told you World of Wonder is going to choose violence. And they are going to they're going to pick the most chaotic option available at the time. And that's what we got this episode. Like, it immediately reminded me of that book, Lord of the Flies, where the kids are stranded on the island and now it's just chaos.
Come on, analogy.
That's exactly what this was. And so Wilma took the words out of my mouth. Like, we see it every season. The girls try to play nice and da-da-da, and we see how that turns out. And Ellie Diamond said, oh no, not today. I'm here to play the game. And she shook that shit up, and the girls did not know what to do. Yep. And that's exactly what she should have done. Like, let's go back to when they were having the conversation at the table, right? And Ahura said something real smart to Ellie Diamond about it. And like, I was talking to myself, but I was like, well, next time when you win the mini challenge, you can make a decision. Why are you mad that this girl got an opportunity and took the opportunity? Like, you mad? But they were mad because unlike the other contestants, she's unpredictable. They don't know where to put her. And so they were shook.
The issue was for me was when Ahura decided to get very personal with the I see this is the kind of person you are set up while she's crying in the background. Now you're attacking this baby's character. 21 years old. What are you doing? Of course she's going to play this game. We need this for TV. I would have done that, except I wouldn't have asked if it was okay. I'd have sat that order down and turned around and got back to my notes. Like, you can talk about it later after the show. Blake, what are you about?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what everybody has said. I think Ellie was really sitting in the corner like, bitch, why you mad?
Why you mad?
Because my pussy pops
severely.
And yours don't?
I mean, she played the game. She did what she was supposed to do, and any other girl in that position would have made the exact same decisions. They would have figured out, how do I save myself, whether I win or lose, and screw somebody else over. So she did what she needed to be done. What needed to be done.
You know what? You know what I thought was great was that it wasn't they were mad that Ellie did it, is that she beat them to it. They all would have done the same, and she would have been the one they would have done it to. Because Ellie is in their mind filler.
Exactly. They were already saying she was next to go home. So, of course, that would have been the way they would have done it. Well, we all feel better than her. Make sure she ends up in the bottom. Taste, do what you do. You know what I mean? And that's what would have happened.
If you were really that funny, you wouldn't have cared where you were placed.
Hello.
Right.
Well, speaking of funny, was the wig that was on RuPaul's head when she walked into the workroom.
From the Joyce DeWitt collection.
I don't like this trend where she puts something on per season. If it's a hat, a bad wig, just be nice in a suit. Don't.
You didn't like that wig?
It was the Jenny Lemon one that took me out. I'm like, okay.
That was funny.
That was some good shade.
A part of that good highlighter collection. Everybody, as far as the comedy challenge went, who was your overall winner in terms of laughs and giggles? Was it Ahura and her anal gap joke or gaping hole joke that was said? Was it Taste in the beans and the toast bit that happened here? Was it Ellie Diamond in the alternate personality that kind of didn't come out right or timed correctly? No. Was it Lawrence with the storytelling that went on?
It was cute, but
on and on, or was it Bimini with the not a joke, just a fact?
Just head and shoulders above the rest.
Bimini had the best pack. She looked good and she made me laugh. Like
her too. That's not a joke, just the facts. Was fantastic. Whereas Case went with that's a story for another time. The worst thing to say.
Because it's funny, tell it this time.
Yeah, it's like so the joke stops there. Like,
thank you. As a stand-up comic, Wilma. I don't even know like about the formula for stand-up comedy. I just know that Taste was giving me blue balls.
You know what was great?
Much just set up, and you could have just went there, and you just did it over and over and over again.
It was like edging. It's a really bad edging session.
The thing that Tace and Lawrence have going for them is that gift of the gab. So they're naturally entertaining in an environment where no one's asking them to be. You know, they're going to kill it at a bus stop. They're going to kill it waiting for the doctor. You know,
I know how that is.
But then when you're on stage and now it's like, okay, harness that energy. It's like attractive people, Jamal, you know what I'm talking about, who are terrible in bed. It's because they look great, but they don't have to try. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well,
I have no idea what that's like.
Well,
I'm sure we've all run into some of those girls.
And Taste, they naturally are very entertaining. And it saved them both. They both, like, who cares what Taste is saying half the time? It doesn't even matter.
I just like listening to Taste. Actually, speaking of Taste, to give a shout out to Taste sent me a video of her watching the review, and I kind of gasped a little bit. Like, wait, what? She's like, I don't miss an episode, babes. I was like, what? Freaked out. So, Taste, if you're watching this right now, all love to you, honey. You know how I felt about that comedy show. You know where you went. You know I keep it real. It was woo. Now Ahura was the whole way through because that pacing was wah 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 wah. But you know, I just can't with anything else. But let's get to this runway, which I love a jewel stone moment, a stone type of feel. We're going to go in order, and thank God there's only 5 of them, so I can do this quickly.
I had a quick question before we leave the comedy bit.
Let's go.
Any leeway because they were in front of inanimate objects? As a part of
okay, that was weird. It was weird.
From the audience, you can't really get that feedback.
RuPaul wasn't pulling them laughs out of whatever force of wind is in her body, and those blow-up dolls were just standing there. So yeah, I do feel that did play an effect here because you know it's like who's laughing? This tall creature and these couple people.
It was hard, but go ahead.
Yeah.
I would say let's start with a horror in this bodysuit full of dripping diamonds and an IV bag.
Stunning.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Second best look of the night.
Yeah.
It's a 2.
It's a 2. But we expect Ahura to be pitch perfect.
I was okay with it, but here for the toots, y'all. Here for the toots. Up next, who was up next here? Oh, Ellie Diamond.
No.
Meh.
Well,
it's a move.
This is Ellie Diamond at her finest. I'm like, is it?
I mean, my question was, where are the stones, girl?
Yeah.
It was like half a costume.
But we talked about that. That's that same sort of silhouette. If it's not the chaps, it's this skirt, it's this big sleeve, it's this leotard underneath, same hair, same makeup. Her makeup is everything. But I'm like, girl, I ain't seen nothing change up about this mug at all since you've been on the show. I've seen so many different faces on Bimini. You know what I mean? Even Taste changed it up a little bit. A horror, for that matter, sister can't help but change it up. She went and changed it up. You know what I'm saying?
Bone structure.
A whole new world. It was a mute. I was like, okay, white queen. You know, that's what it was. Like it was white, and then jewels next. Like, you know, Bimini with the acne stoned fashion.
The 2. The 2.
Wow.
Like
I had no idea she was gonna like just wow me this far in the competition. I did not see her as a front runner.
And who thinks about that? Like when you think stones, like the first thing I go to is weed. So I was imagining someone would go to like a stoner, but to be zits.
So
a whole rash.
This is the first time that we've seen this, but it's the best one that we've seen. Trying it in All Stars 5. It was cute. Gigi did something similar with the brace face, and Trixie and Trixie and Pearl with their twin thing kind of had the whole face pimple thing going on. But this
is it fashion?
So this is just a passing thought. So Bimini is on the runway giving me what I thought Tina was going to give us this season, where it's kind of whimsical and fun and out of the box and it's creative. And
you thought Tina Burner was going to give that?
She has a reputation of being creative, but this whole rebranding is I think shooting her in the foot.
We haven't even see now. I got to put that on hold. We're gonna pin this.
Put that
because this bitch came out as a horse for the runway. So we gonna come back to that one.
Bookmark that.
This lady was a mule this week, and we're gonna pin that one. All right, whimsy my ass. All right, Bimini, you were fabulous. On to the next cocaine. I almost look at me. It's the alcohol. Lawrence Chaney as a Power Rangers villain, possibly.
Yeah. I liked it.
Or Steven Universe, some sort of.
That's what she was giving. She was giving me Jim from
the Jim. Yeah.
There's a whole song that goes with her emergence, like for real. Like Bismuth made her come out of like the fires, and that was just. I like the fact that Lawrence is a big girl and their shape and body and the clothes fit and they're impeccably tailored. Wilma, I know you be seeing your sisters up on the stage and it'd be like, now what's going on here? Insert that person's name. You all know who I'm talking about. And furthermore, we saw that season. Terrible, terrible, terrible. How's that make you feel when you see that?
when I see a queen well pulled together or not.
Just well pulled together, and it's
Well,
like
it should be the goal. You know, when you start out in drag and you are buying from the thrift store or off the rack, and you're like, women have their whole life to figure out who they want to be when they walk down the street. Drag queens try and cram decades into a year. And it's very hard. And, you know, I'm constantly trying, like, I used to think I couldn't wear long hair, so I looked like Ethel Mertz all the time. And the other day I put on a long wig and it was like, well, who the heck am I? You know, you have to constantly try stuff. And I think one thing you need to do as a drag queen, you don't have to sew. I'm not saying, if you want to be on Drag Race, learn to sew. But you don't, as a drag queen, have to sew, but you have to know what looks good on you. You should be able to walk into a dressmaker's shop and look at something and go, that's not going to work. You should know that by a point. And some people know that, like Aquaria and Violet Chachki, like in minutes of starting drag. And some people never know. But as long as you're constantly trying something different and making that effort, then you're always elevating your drag. And that's what they're saying to these queens on Drag Race. You know, Alaska and Shishi Devane walked in garbage bags that looked gorgeous on both of them. You don't need that money, but you need to know what works.
Oh, thank you for that. See, wisdom. This is what Sunday. That's why I was like, I'm gonna set one more up for this one. So, y'all, like, that's why I like Lawrence so much, because when I see Lawrence, I see someone polished and put together. I have seen different silhouettes. I've seen different faces. They gave you critiques on your makeup, changed that up. I was like, thank you. Like, I like it when people take the note, even though you was a bit of a boob this week. You know, I was here for your Crystal Rock formation. Now, final person on the runway, thank God. Look at that, 5 people. Drag Race UK is at least on time. Season 13. Is Taste. What did y'all think of Taste's look?
She's beautiful.
It was just okay to me. I don't know what the judges were like. They were gagging over. I was just like, it's okay. It's Taste. She looks beautiful, but the outfit, it was just okay.
Is it because it was see-through? Is it because it was see-through? You couldn't see a lot of costume? Because, like, that was the only thing for me, was because it was see-through. There wasn't a lot of impact, but she said it was Terry Mugler, and I thought it was more Barbarella. But I really, I love it. I thought it was stunning.
The Barbarella reference.
That's a good observation, Wilma. Yeah. It is very Barbarella.
Well, they called it out as Barbarella. They said this feels very Barbarella. I feel like it was good, but for Taste, like at this point in the game, I'm expecting something. You know, we're right before Final Four.
Right.
Pretty wild. And
I thought she was puss. My only issue was the stockings showing on the midriff area. I thought you could have put something right over that to make it less, hello, this is where this is. You know what I mean? But I thought it was pussy. I was like, you better walk down this runway. You know, Lawrence be dun, 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 dun. So I'm glad when Taste be, you know, able to walk correct. Because, you know, Lawrence be like, I'm about to balance over here. I'm balancing over there. I'm like, what's happening? Is it the hip pads? Are they moving to the left or the right? Get in the middle lane of the freeway, sister. That's all I'm asking for you. But
she's one of those people, though, that she really sells the garment. Like, even when she walked down as a Brillo pad, you still believe, like,
oh my God.
She believed it.
It's all up here.
As best as she could, as terrible as she looked, but she sold it.
That's right.
You believed it. People could have made that look as good as she did.
I mean,
every close-up of her should be in a magazine. It doesn't matter what she's doing, what she's wearing. They come in for that face shot. Money. It's money.
Speaking of the face shot, speaking of the money shots, it's almost like that for all right, drip. It's almost like that for each lip sync we have of Taste. The close-up is so real. Like, forget just the body. They like focus right here with the face. And Taste and Ahura, y'all ended up in the bottom. Bimini won the challenge, of course. But poor Ahura, You live with this girl and you knew what was going to happen. You were aware of the ass whooping you were about to take. And I like that Ahura tried her best, even though that face wasn't moving for nothing. But this Taste over here, every note, every word in the song on beat, on time, always with the movements. Everything felt so effortless. Like you knew the song. Or like, it was amazing. Y'all, I need words.
Was it an ass whooping though?
It's like you could see it on Taste's face. It's like she blacked out and went somewhere and was just like, it's like she wrote, produced, arranged that whole song. Like she went somewhere, and then when the song was over, she snapped back, and it was just like, oh my God.
It reminded me of Latrice Royale and Kenya Michaels when Latrice went somewhere else, and I was like, when you know the song and you feel the song, like this is it. Like you don't even stand there in place and do your job, and we will feel it.
It was one of those cases. People felt like she was robbed only because it's one of those cases where this is Taste's third time in the bottom, almost consecutively. And Ahura has 2 challenge wins, and this is the first time in the bottom. So it's kind of like.
However,
I think Ahura should have stayed. Personally,
Cameron Michaels gave us a lateral split all the way to the finale.
I mean, allowed to stay because they're a sickening lip syncer. They can send anybody home. Like
Abby OMG. Abby OMG.
The problem, that I was having with this lip sync was if anyone had a chance against Taste, it was Ahura. Yeah. But this song, and I love Dusty Springfield, don't get me wrong, but this was a stand and deliver song. These queens had no business moving an inch on that stage. Except to shift weight, maybe take a couple steps towards somebody. But this is a song and that is all about that, and Taste owns that. Taste knows it's all up here. And that's why I knew it was, and I was sorry to see Ahura go. And if Ellie had been in that, she would have gone in a heartbeat because she's 21 and wouldn't have known what to do with that song.
Oh my God. Can you imagine all the extra we would have seen? Oh, a dip to this song? Oh, I would have died. I
mean, I guess I'm just looking at like the report card. So I just thought Ahura should have stayed in the competition.
But that's why they say the gift of gab can save you, because if they like you enough and then you're also put in a position and you did really well, it's that likability that saves you. And Ahura, while she just found her way, it was like, we'll give you these 2, goodbye. I like Taste, and I can't wait to see what the next challenge brings, that kind of situation.
I would like to say that I picked Taste to be in the top 4. But of the top 4 I picked, she's the only one that's still there. Everybody else went early.
Yeah, who did I have in there? Oh,
Veronica?
Actually, Veronica was like really going somewhere, and I was really just disappointed that was one of the things that took them out. Because to me, I think Veronica would still be in the competition based on what we were seeing and the track record. That the trajectory was like, oh, you're doing nothing but this. I think she would have gone home earlier. No shade to the coffee, but you know,
Valentine, I think.
Things would have changed. Maybe certain stuff would have happened, but I do like what UK has brought this season.
Oh yeah.
I've been fully entertained. Yeah, it's really entertaining. I haven't been pissed off a lot. You know, I'm like, oh, okay, this makes sense. I like Graham Norton and Alan Carr. They're great guest judges. They're a refresher from Ross and the usual shtick, as well as Carson and the same butt jokes. Because y'all know how that goes. That man is a bottom. He just wants you to know he's a bottom. Don't you?
We didn't. We didn't know. I was shocked.
What?
I didn't know.
I for sure thought he was a blouse woman. I just
knew 20 years ago.
Okay. Right, when Bravo was trying to get people to watch. Yes, we remember. Before Atlanta Housewives was the top rated show, and now they can't even pull together stripper ratings. So there you go.
Breaking it more than Atlanta.
Okay, and I finally saw Jersey, Chris. Jackie read the shit out of Teresa, girl. And I was laughing.
Oh my God, yes.
She says, "You are mad." Like I'm living it. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. I love it. I love it.
Teresa wants everything Jackie has, but I digress.
Well, she wants her forehead now because that one's closing in. All right, so let's get to season 13. Y'all, we're 40 minutes and we gave UK some time. Look at that. I appreciate
giving us
It's a good season.
They gave us something to talk about this time.
It's a giggle, it's a gag, and it's a goop. We were gooped. Jenny Lemon walked off. Veronica couldn't come back to the stage. You know, your sister made it far. Yeah, a lot of things happened that we weren't expecting.
Ellie's still there.
No shade to Ellie, none. But it's like we did not expect that for you, Pumpkin. I'm sorry, baby.
And you can't forget Rue like going off on the H&M.
Oh.
Don't waste my fucking time. I don't want to see goddamn H&M.
On BBC, Rue. Oh, the taxpayers. Gasp.
The taxpayers.
What did that man just say? I can't see. That's what fracking does. All right, let's go ahead and get to season 13.
And
I'm on a roll today. All right, so after a pandemic special, dun dun dun, we are now still in the competition with 9 contestants on episode 9. Okay, that's unheard of. Look at Wilma. It's unheard of. 5.
A whole month and then some of no eliminations.
And Elliot's been saved how many times from being eliminated on top of that? That's the one that's been there the longest. That cat's been running the game. Like, you want to talk about Alley Cat? Don't come back. Come on now. All right. So now I wouldn't have said that, Shamar, but nuclear weapons have not destroyed Elliot T.
Baby, the elimination process can't get rid of her either, apparently.
I'm going to continue with this rant, and I love you, friend, because this is almost a review back in the day. So I'm going to... Candy is happy her muse is still up in there. Denali is mad because why the fuck ain't no bitches gone home? Utica is about to get in some trouble because people are calling out the Seventh-day Adventist of it all. And then we have Snatch Game. Now, the mini challenge had RuPaul reminding us she was once in a punk rock band and looked crazy, a part of the Wee Wee poll. And, you know, that is a scrotum with, for those of you who do not know what that is a dick. It's a penis, a wee wee pole. Okay. Now, she got these people to dress up in their first day in drag. And when they came out there and decided to dance to a terrible RuPaul song, we got to witness a bunch of things, such as Tina Burner wiggling some chicken cutlets around.
Oh, God, that was disgusting.
I didn't understand why we needed to have the chicken jiggle like that. I was like, I wanted it to be cooked. You didn't mind the song? Okay, Chris. Now, once you download that sucker, which you never will, I will commend you on this. Tina Burner wins this by the hairs on her ass cheeks, and basically we end up getting Snatch Game. People are going around the room saying what the hell they want to be. Simone brings up Harriet Tubman. Of course, that made everybody go, Scooby. How's this gonna turn out? Because you could go really bad or actually you can make it. It's either bad or you can make it. Now, Utica has pulled out a hat, because I'm no longer calling it a wig. It's a hat made out of squirrels, stuffed animals that were found in somebody's thrift store, and is going to give us Bob Ross and doesn't want to be politically correct with an afro, even though white people have afros. So
it was so confusing to me.
And he listed people who had afros. So it's like,
Bob Ross
where's the afro, girl?
I thought
he was trying to be more
offensive than the afro to begin with.
Afro. Rob Ross's afro was stunning.
Bob Ross had an immaculate afro.
Yeah, people would have been lucky to have that afro.
He got flack for it at the beginning of his career and then ended up embracing it and became an iconic thing for Bob Ross. So it's like, why not even put that? And at first I was thinking, okay, I get it. But then also I'm like, I think you thought way too deep about that moment, Miss Thing. Like how the season's going.
It didn't make any sense to me because Rob Ross is Caucasian, isn't he?
Yeah. The last time I checked is he? Everybody check your phones. Is Bob Ross white? Check.
I mean, I just thought it was a
junior that he's not, and not here I am. But I just felt bad for Utica because here's an example of political correctness, and I say this as a comic, going too far.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think we experienced this with Dita Ritz on her season where she wouldn't eat fried chicken on camera because she didn't see the joke of chicken being young boys. Do you know what I mean? Like,
oh, look at me now
got
getting
caught
that.
up on this track and couldn't see that track. And I think it's the same thing here with Utica. And you know, like in my review, I said, well, I could see her, if she had put on a black afro wig and tap danced and ate a watermelon, I could see someone saying that's racist. But she was going to be Rob Ross. It's a different thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm picturing Utica doing that right now. That's why I giggled just a little bit. Cause
it's probably why she didn't want to put the afro on in the first place.
Well, we did see the lip
I don't know
sync.
what those Seventh-day Adventists get up to. But
well, I am a Seventh-day Adventist, but I can tell you that's not what we do. We don't even.
Can I sprinkle some chaos on this conversation?
Okay, Wanda, go ahead and give us vision.
I'm gonna sprinkle some chaos on here. So I thought it was weird that we're having this conversation about racism and what's appropriate and not. We're having conversations about this wig. We all heard that Olivia Lux was going to do Rachel Dolezal.
Oh,
and they told her no.
Right.
Meanwhile, Raven is sitting there looking like a whole black woman.
A Latina, but yeah.
She's a little shades darker.
That really made me take pause. I was like, but wait, this girl is what?
I mean, we do.
I was very confused.
Sort of.
And Raven's Russian. Her background is Russian. Like, I don't think she has a mixed race in her background, but she also was a lot whiter on her season of Drag Race. That was 10 years ago. I always look at Raven, because she's in California, as one of those crazy people who likes to have a tan, and you get to that point.
She owns a tanning
like
bed.
Women who highlight their hair, all of a sudden now they have paper white hair because they can't see the highlights anymore. It's the same with tan people. All of a sudden one day it's like, what happened to you?
Yeah, she owns a tanning bed. It's in the house. And apparently she tans every single solitary day. Every day.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
she looks fantastic.
Her outfit was great. I mean, I think tanning is fine or whatever, but like, she looked like she went to Zamunda for a weekend and then went over to Wakanda and then came to set. Like, what's the
I mean, you've seen that. I believe it was an Austrian woman or German woman that changed her complete complexion up, and now she is an African woman, and you know she needed to get the full package and have her breasts like a black woman and butt like a black. Now that's where we can go there, but I think with Raven, it is a matter of she's dark now, and it's progressed like an aged leathered book, but you know. Well, that's what it is. I'm sorry. Sometimes Coach doesn't always rock the fit. You know what I'm saying? But I just would say that's what that is. It's the progression of I'm now sitting in this light for a very long period of time. I don't want to say she's blackfishing until I see some ethnical hair and situational ships like that, or giving a movement where it's more self, me and not anything else. But yes, she is dark as hell.
I mean, I say, but I will say the application of the makeup
stunning.
It will never be a chop. It'll never be a chop. Like I'm telling you, it'll never be a chop. Hey, thanks for your donations here, y'all. I'm about to get in this comment section. We're just having a good time talking. 743 in the room too. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is going to be a lot by the end of this, I promise, because normally after the end of these, it ends up being like thousands. I'm like, holy massables. But listen, back to the lineup here. Let's just go ahead and do this. Alan, thank you for your donate. Ruben, thank you for your donate. And thank you, Robert. Let's just go through the Snatch Game characters, but I want to start with somebody first who really made me upset because they were just themselves. Candy Muse is Patrick Starr.
Oh my God, girl!
I know it.
Patrick Starr would never wear a turban that small on any part of his body.
Oh
my God! The fact that she didn't wear a big old Erykah Badu business and block whoever was sitting behind her was crazy.
That would have been a whole joke. That would have been a great joke. Oh my God! Excuse me. I'm talking.
It should have just been all turned and then left.
That's a camp idea. She would never think of that.
Like, Harriet, you're loud. I have to block you. Excuse me, just moving the hat in front of it. Damn you, Wilma, that's great. Like, I love that.
That was a great idea.
But you got to be good to come up with great.
The voice didn't change. Nothing about it changed. It was a better beat. But,
Does anyone know what Patrick Star sounds like? Because it's not Candy News.
It's not that.
Distinctive voice to him, to be honest.
Yeah.
A lighter, more feminine.
It's super weird. It was like Candy Muse as SpongeBob, Patrick Star as the entity known as Patrick Star. I was like, these layers are not matching up, girl. What's the tea? Like, I thought she was going to hit that Patrick Star, the split from the when she was under the water and hit that with the fishnet.
Wow.
While we're on Candy,
that would have been sickening. They probably would have sued, but that would have been sickening.
Chris?
No, while we're on Candy, it's like she has a lot to say for someone who's frequently in the bottom. Like, she has a lot of running commentary throughout the show. Like, she's critiquing everybody. And I'm just like, girl, what about you? I don't understand.
I feel like that's more.
Her best moment was when it was just her and Elliot.
Yeah.
And she had that denim outfit on. It's been a downward skid since.
Yeah, like she has moments. That's it.
She's fun. But what was she wearing on the runway this week?
Ooh, we gonna get there, Wilma. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. We are going to get there, girl, because that houndstooth could not save her, but we're going to get there. We're going to get there. Hold up. Oh, I'm so bad. Okay, that was a roo. It was horrible. Toothache. All right. I really think Candy missed an opportunity to be Binky Barnes. There are so many things that could have happened that are in an alternate multi-universe that was not given at the end of WandaVision, but we'll get there in a second as well. I want to get back to this lineup. Simone as Harriet Tubman. Did y'all giggle or were you like?
I laughed a lot.
Simone,
I thought she did a good job.
Personally, was my favorite.
Really?
She was
Keisha, really?
When she came up from the underground, bitch, I cackled.
So this is why. I think had Simone not done what she had we not seen her in acting challenges before, I probably would have liked it. But Simone did exactly what she had done in the previous acting challenges and told us that this is her character. And so for that reason alone, I was like, this isn't Harriet Tubman, and this doesn't.
It was Simone. It was Simone-esque. It was Harriet Simone. It was Harriet Simone. Yes.
Look, when she did To Freedom, I cackled.
That was funny.
That was funny, but that was it.
But see, I couldn't think of any other way to do Harriet Tubman in the Snatch Game and be successful by not doing what she did.
Right. Top three for me.
The great thing about doing a historical character, especially an older one where nobody knows what they sounded like or what they talked like, and this was why I think Rosé did well as well, is they could say anything as these people. Now, with Harriet Tubman, I mean, the movie Harriet came out. I think there are more people. All right, let me just say it. There's more white people who know who Harriet Tubman is right now than normal, but she's still an enigma to a lot of people. And so I think that Simone portrayed who she was by coming up and stamping her face on the $100 bills and stuff.
That was funny.
That was funny.
Yeah,
that was funny.
Yeah.
Somebody in the comments,
gold, but it was okay. The same with Rosé. I don't think Rosé was hilarious, but she was funny.
I think that's what it is. It's like she wasn't hilarious, and I'm expecting a lot more from Simone.
Yeah,
and
me too. Yeah.
Someone in the comments took exactly what I was going to say, like out of my brain, but it felt like Simone as Jennifer Lewis as Harriet Tubman.
Oh, I saw that.
Like, I was just waiting for Harriet Tubman to be Entendre. Bring me it was the same kind of rhythm and intonation.
I think Simone
was funny.
Oh, and then she got Jennifer Lewis mixed up with Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I could, like, when I tell you, I was like, how could you mess up wallpaper with like a pot of food?
Oh, I've been dead for so long, or oh, I don't know these people type of.
Right.
She should have went with it as the character.
You know who thought that was funny? Jennifer Lawrence.
I couldn't believe it. Thank you for your videos. They bring comfort and a sense of inclusion. Hope to see more topics from your perspective as well, like your experience in and out of drag, adjusting to this new world and colorism. Love you. Thank you, honey. We appreciate you for being here. Y'all, I hope you're feeling good today. We almost got 800 people in this mother. Shut your mouth. No, I'm only talking about the panel. We can dig it. All right. Yeah, I did that. Okay. On it today, honey. Let's see here. King Effect, what you got? Is Dooley noted single because he is so handsome. Ooh.
Question and ready to mingle. DM me. Thank you.
I don't have an OnlyFans. Can y'all stop that?
Thank you, Jonathan. Yeah, you two be, holding my money hostage, honey, when we do these super chats. So if y'all do donate, Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal downstairs below is really great. Alan, I see you. I see you, baby. Okay, back to this group. We were just talking about Rosé as the Queen of Scots. I was really here for Rosé personally. Somebody said in my comment section, well, actually, she was French, so why not a French accent? And I was like, well, I mean, the joke was more.
Nobody understood that.
Yeah, no one would have got that. That'd have been too Utica. So we would have lost the premise of the fact that she's the Queen of Scots.
Right.
But I loved it. I loved how her face looked. I like the fact that she was working with Paris Hilton on the selfies. Like, can you imagine the Queen of Scots with Paris and then the Instagram post? Hilarious.
Good job.
Speaking of hilarious, yeah, not mine either, especially when we get to the runway. But I like to say Got Mick as Paris Hilton was like perfect.
Brilliant.
Like, no missteps.
She looked just like her.
Her voice changed at the beginning. She was already on a trajectory.
That was the lead up we needed to be like, oh, she's about to kill it.
Can I just say that he finally won a challenge he deserved.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
Like, that was a deserved win.
Absolutely. From start to finish. From start to finish.
I said what I said.
Where's my other fan? The ooh.
All went to Utica. Changed my mind.
She said, let me know when the cameras are rolling.
All team. Oh, we about to get to that. Oh, that whole I'm a gang up on this little baby weirdo over here in the corner. I was like, why is this happening right now? This child over here is like, why are we doing this today? Everything about Untucked this week was weird, but back to the top row, got Mick winning through it. I would like to say that this person did good, but not really. Elliot with 2 T's. You owe Rue McClanahan's body in a grave an apology.
Shows me an apology.
Her estate from Cohen, girl, because that was a boot.
You did the most surface level jokes that you could have thought of.
The hardest thing
like a good accent.
The hardest thing about the Golden Girls, particularly anybody from a sitcom, is that they were written funny. Every line, like the reason you can't do B. Arthur is because those sarcastic lines were written. Unless you are holding on to the hand of God and channeling some really severe one-liners, you can't guarantee that you're going to talk like that. And the mistake people make doing these characters is going in there trying to parrot their key catchphrases or their moments. What they need to go in there as is as Blanche Devereaux. Like Blanche Devereaux would be all about herself, looking at the cameras. She would say none of the shit.
There would be a mirror. There would be perfume. There would be a slice of cheesecake to the side when things aren't going her way. Like, oh, I will not be taking this anymore, RuPaul. While you talk
she
to
didn't
me
even
like
reference Big Daddy. She said nothing about Big Daddy. She said nothing about the sister or the gay brother. And I said this on our Friday night fuckery Zoom. I was like, if she was smart, she would have been like, oh yeah, I have a friend. Picture it, Cicely. Like she could have found ways to weave in.
Say the gay brother's name. Maybe like, would you happen to know Kevin? You know, like you seem like that would be a friend of yours or something.
Like something. Elliot doesn't really watch Golden Girls like that. She was like, I only really watch it because of my boyfriend.
Her boyfriend's watching. She's busy.
That Wilma, that part.
That's why that voice sound like that. Stretch. All right. Listen, I just want to know what the throat do. You've seen that tongue on the show. She wants y'all to know. She has no problems. All right. That's what the 2 T's are for. Okay. I gotta stop. I gotta stop.
Men. Everything about
gentleman caller. I was like,
what kind of men? All kind of men.
Now, I'm not an improv girl, but if somebody's like, well, what kind of man? He's like, well, Rue, I reckon as long as he has a heart, a pulse and breathing,
it's alive.
1K, that's all I need to know. Like, that would have been an acceptable answer, and I just made that up.
I can't.
She could have just said, yes. What kind of men? Yes.
Right. Yes. I'm sorry. Oh, my goodness. I am only a good 27. Something stupid like that. We know who Blanche is. Like I said, if I ever got on the show, I'm doing Whitley from Different World as Jasmine Guy. Because not only am I'm Southern, I can make a good Whitley happen, and I know Whitley. So it's like, let's go. Like I got and I know RuPaul knows A Different World. So I'm like, that era. We can handle this. I can make you laugh. But again, it is about the character you pick. Why choose someone you've only seen on Hallmark Channel for the 2 of the 4-hour marathon that happens? Like, you don't sit through like I do and watch all those episodes over and over and over again of Golden Girls. I watch all the old episodes. I don't care.
All the time.
Go to sleep to it watching Frasier when that comes up right after it, and sometimes wake up to I Love Lucy. You know the schedule, everybody. Okay. Well,
and miss it and be mad about it. You right.
The other thing
why am I watching Maude? I don't want to watch this. Go back.
I hate it. Well, but what was you about to say?
I don't remember. No, I'm kidding. The hardest thing about doing a TV character is they can't do them for copyright. You can't do Blanche Devereaux because someone owns that. Mm-hmm. You can do Rue McClanahan. So I think the big failure always is that these people try to still do Fran Drescher as the nanny. Why don't you do Fran Drescher now, who's sick and tired of being the nanny? Or
exactly.
Or Rue McClanahan from Beyond the Grave going, I played Lady Macbeth. She doesn't even need to have a Southern accent.
Exactly. Mine would be, well, the Netflix deal came in, so I guess here I am, Rue. There you go. Like, they revived me. Who else? Let's get to Utica. Utica and Olivia. Olivia is Tabitha Brown, who is recently famous for TikToks and Mind Your Business. While you go, that's your business. When you're doing food, Tabitha I actually follow, but that was a little tough. Candy Muse actually ate a banana without peeling it.
I was like, what the hell?
It was like, why? I know you were hungry, but bitch. And then Utica's over here eating paint. Like, that didn't say edible paint. That was actual paint.
Yeah.
Toxic.
At least they were committed to their characters.
Well,
how awkward was that moment? She said, I put my favorite color. And they kept going.
Well, the worst thing when you do something like that, too, in your mind, A, the cameras are on you. Mm-hmm. B, you've been there for an hour. C, Rue hasn't laughed at anything you've said for that hour. And now you think, instead of saying the color, I'll spray it. And it fails. And you just like, what do I do? What do I do? You lick the paint. What else? You know what I mean? It's desperation. And it was so painful to watch. Oh,
it was really painful.
Yeah, those squirrels. Why weren't the squirrels utilized more? I would have been feeding them nuts and stuff while I was sitting there.
I loved that. I loved it though. I thought for Rob Ross's hair, that was excellent. But there was a moment in the COVID special where Utica said, "Oh, well, you can't get everything. You've got to make other things work." I thought for sure she was going to tell us she made Rob Ross's hair out of squirrels because that's what she could get. And I would have loved her twice as much if that had been her answer. But that crazy afro thing made the squirrels look worse. Do you know what I mean? Now I felt bad for the squirrels.
RuPaul tells you when she consults with you, this isn't going to be like this isn't going to work. I'm telling you right now, this isn't.
That's the crazy part. RuPaul actually gives them this is what you need to do. I will laugh at this. Ha ha ha. Here is your handout. And it's like, no, I'm just gonna go with my thing. Okay.
You know what it was? People thought that they could be Katya from All Stars 2. And when they told her that desperation thing you're doing, it's not gonna work. I don't think it's gonna be funny. She's like, I'm gonna stick to my guns, and it was hilarious. Yeah. Not everybody's gonna be that's not gonna be a story.
Well, speaking of somebody, I keep forgetting this baby. Denali is Jonathan Van Ness. Like, what did y'all think of that?
Well, no,
yeah, that was really funny.
You didn't forget. I mean, I felt like she was present and did the assignment, but they didn't really show her, so we never really got to really feel what she did.
But we didn't see her.
She had 2 jokes and also something off of Rue McClanahan's boring ass. That was pretty funny. Yeah, that's how that worked. It was a lot of Coleman and a lot of.
Can we embody that character?
I thought she looked like him. There was a minute there where I didn't know who it was. It's like, Denali. And also, I've been finding Denali lately on the show a little tense, like she's really been stewing. So to see her play such a fun, frivolous waste of skin was delicious.
She's still in my top 4. Like I think she's really good. She's a really good lip syncer. Like she's funny. I think she's going to be the surprise. Like Tina Burner, she's not going to be in top 4 anymore to me.
You do.
Oh, girl.
Tina Burner's hair as Richard Simmons.
What was that, Wilma? That was a regular wig.
Can we talk about Tina Burner's hair as Richard Simmons?
Yes, that was a regular wig. It was like, girl, you go wear that for a runway, weren't you? Weren't you, bitch? Like, that was great, wasn't it?
And Will. Yeah, you're right, Blake.
Pork Chop Parker called her Vicki Lawrence. Did you hear that?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I can't talk about Mama's family. I can't.
Now, somebody had told me that was the wig that Gottmik used as her Paris Hilton was the same one that she loaned to Candy.
It is for the trains. Yes,
that it belonged to Gottmik and it did not belong to Candy
because it fit Gottmik's head and it didn't fit Candy's head. That's exactly what happened.
I was going to say that. I also I feel bad for Denali because like. Personally, I think some of the shine and moments that she would have been getting is being given to Candy because she loud, like in our face. Somebody has to pay the consequences. There's only so much airtime.
Well, they shouldn't even have 9 people at this point.
I know that Denali's like really shining in general. Like she doesn't give me much to want to look at, to like be engaged with. I like her as a person. I think her JP was great, but I feel like she's just not. She's just there. Like
I think the opposite. I think she's trying really, really hard, and that's what World of Wonder is edging her, and they want her to crack.
She's doing what Rose was doing in the early episodes, where Rose was being a little too like anal about it, but then I started seeing Rose relax a little bit, and they started letting Rose get wins and being in high places. Denali's still stuck in, I can't believe I didn't win this. I can't believe I didn't win that. Look at me. High kick. Like, I get it. I see you. I think you're stunning. I think you're talented, but it's starting to be, you're stunning. You're talented. Stop. You're beautiful. You look good. Stop.
Pick me.
Yeah.
She's the salutatorian who wishes she was valedictorian.
Blue.
She makes good grades and she's almost there, but she'll be sitting up there. She can't talk. Like you could be up on the stage, but you don't get to speak at the end when everyone graduates. Like, thank you for showing up. Number 7. Like that's no shade, but yes, shade. Did we forget anybody that was up there? I don't think so. That's everybody?
Yeah, it's everybody.
Okay. There's still too many people. I have to ask because we keep on having these you're here still. T91, thank you for your Cash App donate. Robert, great show, great panel. Thank you. Appreciate all the love, everybody. We're almost at 900 up in here. This is crazy. Wilma, thank you so much for being here, as well to my fellow panel mates. Please make sure you follow them on all their social media pages, and don't forget to like this video as well as subscribe to the Rant Pack. We hit 17,000. I love y'all so much. Let's continue. The runway was fascinating fascinators. Before we talk about that, let's talk about RuPaul and Miss T.S. Madison. RuPaul.
I love Madison. Oh, I love her.
Love Matty is everything.
I love her so much.
It's the blue wig. That wig was right with God.
I love her.
I don't know who painted her with the mug.
Oh, I forgot who it was, Jamar. I think it was actually Raven that painted her. I'm not going to, don't hold me to that. Don't hold me to it. But I think it was, that's who painted her. I forget who it was.
I was like, that's a nasty crease.
I forget who it was. If y'all know, comment section, give us the right person, because they need to give their credit and dues, because that mug was beat. RuPaul.
I think she was missing a belt or something. It was just missing something.
She was missing a lot.
RuPaul.
You know, Eddie got a lot of booty, girl. She ain't putting on no belt.
Like, I don't know. It was just missing something in the middle.
It was very underwhelming.
You talking about RuPaul or are you talking about Madison?
RuPaul.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
I was talking about Madison. I was like, what?
No.
Like, Madison was great. I'm talking about RuPaul.
Very
Listen, T.S. Madison's Madison's chest is the belt. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's the whole stop and then go. So that them titties up top, that's where the whole situation comes in. Now RuPaul came out here in some tent fabric that was pink and blue.
Circus tent.
Yes, and I was like, it's a nice look, but I'm like, you're killing UK every episode. This, I don't know. I thought it was okay. It was okay. I was more
focused on just lazy. Is that why she only wears Zaldi's? So it's like she doesn't even think, they just send dresses and she puts them on and she doesn't care anymore.
But she probably don't even look at the box. It's Zaldi.
She clearly has no idea.
It's like, let Raven see it so she knows what color to do my face, and I'll be fine when I get it on. Just make sure I got my slippers, because I'm not walking in heels after I get off this runway.
I'm gonna give Rue the benefit of the doubt and say that between the licensing for the lip syncs this season, being in UK and giving us All-Star 6, they had to cut back somewhere, and she was like, "Girl, just break out something out the storage, girl. We good."
I think they're supposed to be able to build up, like they're supposed to be getting all this additional revenue from all this.
I mean, you gave these babies 2 wins for All-Stars. That was $200,000 because you wanted to make sure no one would be mad at anybody. Okay, so let's not go there. Y'all got the coin. You got us to Paramount Plus now. You're really about to get our coins.
The girls are mad about that.
I'm like, I'm already paying for this and this and that. Okay, so here's the scoop, Jackson. Fascinating fascinators. Olivia Lux is Dexter's Lab from a Cartoon Network story. The mercury is rising on the head, the purple gloves, the white jacket dress. What do y'all think?
No.
I didn't even get Dexter's Lab from that.
It was the gloves that sold it for me. They were purple, so I was like, "Oh, this is the cartoon." And her wig is orange. And
the Fascinator was gorgeous, but she could have worn it with anything.
Honestly, I wish the jacket had been more of the same with the metallic, and it'd been like a whole spillage situation that was bleeding into the jacket. Would have been kind of awesome, but that may have been an extra $300. I don't know. So I don't know.
It looks shiny.
It was latex, I think.
What's her wig?
Yeah.
Synthetic.
Yes.
But I think the mercury needed to be on the jacket or on the hands. So just let me know that that's what you were working with. Like, it felt awkwardly placed.
It's a soft tube, but it's a tube.
Okay. Next up, I'm going out of order here, but we'll just talk about it. Rose as a rose.
I thought she was pretty.
Yeah.
She finally got.
I've been loving her ruffled dresses.
Oh.
The gray one with the black dress was my favorite.
Oh,
I just thought that was stunning.
I hate it.
I normally hate these things myself, but that rose one, she still had a waist, right? Because it was off center, you could still see her body. The balance for it was much better.
That was the best ruffle one.
Yeah.
The challenge was Fascinators. Fascinator was gorgeous.
Yeah. Lala Ree actually did something similar like that she would have worn on the runway. 2 rosebuds.
Shout out to Keisha Carr Adams, who made the Fascinator for Rosé's costume. Shout out to her. I thought Rosé was beautiful.
Keisha's gonna be on the show, y'all. So get ready. We was talking.
She's coming in a couple weeks. That's my boo.
Yeah. Oh, as a matter of fact, Dita Ritz is gonna be here next week. In case everybody is wondering, Miss Dita Ritz, I confirmed. She actually hit me up today. She said, "With the 14th, right?" I said, "Yeah, bitch, yeah." So. Bring on Dita. I think Dita's gonna come in regular. So y'all don't expect her in drag nothing. She's coming in just regular. We're gonna talk. But then we got Keisha coming in, and then Jiggly and me are talking about her next arrival onto the panel. Caliente. And I got some other people from Drag Race that are interested in some other YouTubers. You'll see. And Wilma will be back again. We're gonna schedule you, Mama, a whole nother month or something. Because you're giving me my good March Madness right now. Basketball? Okay. So
All-Star Weekend.
Oh, there you go. Someone's getting their stars all. So I would like to, I wish it was me. I would like to bring to the stage Utica as Yogi and Boo Boo's picnic basket that got away. What do y'all think?
That was top of the way for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was cute.
I kind of had the same response when she came out as the earring. It was like, it's so almost. It's very almost.
Really?
Really? I immediately got what she was trying to give, though, with this one.
I got it, but I was like, I felt like you could, because Utica's usually goes there with a lot of her fashion. And this was one of those, I was like, you didn't go all the way there to me, like I did in my previous runways.
What would have taken that there for you? That's what I need.
I'm trying, and I was trying to look at it. I was like, I don't know if the band should have been bigger. I don't know if there should have been like more of a body.
So not a leotard, but let's say if it was a gown or a dress that had the entire encompassment of an entire picnic going down.
Yeah, something. Something
you needed more space, is what you're saying. You needed like an entire picture versus this.
She's done that before. That's why I was like, damn.
Okay.
You got the ants and then the picnic basket.
I like the ants.
The ants
was gorgeous.
The garter's pretty. Okay. That's 3 people. Remind yourself, Matty. There's 6 more. Let's go ahead and just get to her because I want to talk about this look badly. Simone. I'm not. Yeah, I don't have anything to say. I'm just gonna say it. Simone. What a movie. Yeah.
It transported me because remember they were shooting last summer.
Right.
And so it took me back to last year. Like that May to June through like August was just so tense and I was so full and tired. And her garment just transported me back to that time of just feeling just so angry and sad and tired. Like I thought it was great. I also think it was smart on her part because regardless of what she did on Snatch Game, they weren't going to critique that outfit, so she was going to be safe at minimum. Like, RuPaul knew better not to say nothing about that outfit. She said, "Thank you, girl. Go ahead and get your drink back in the Interior Illusions line." Like, I thought it was brilliant.
I would support you, Dooley, in that assessment. I think it was fantastic. She looked gorgeous. The throwing of the hands up was, we got it.
Jamar.
I had a question. I wanted to know if I was missing a reference. Like, was the color and the shape of the gown in reference to something that I missed, or was it just the style?
Yes. When they do the candlelight, when they get the gatherings together for people who normally die, they normally have those little papers with the candles that are set up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't think about that until I got in my comment section and everybody was like, "Here is the breakdown." Because I was like, girl, that's why it was a gag. Because technically that was the candle. And when she turned around, it was like hands up. So yeah.
I didn't get that at first.
That was on purpose, and I didn't know why.
It was everything with her has been on purpose, and that's what we should know. Wilma,
this is a very interesting topic for me because as a I'm in my 50s. I've lived through the world at a certain level of acceptable prejudice for my life. Now, I'm also a Canadian. It's a little different up here, but when the George Floyd, Breonna Taylor murders, and that's what they were, murders happened, the thing that struck home to me And it makes me emotional now when Simone walked down and turned around, say their names.
Mm.
Even saying it now makes me emotional because they're gone. They're gone. And we let these people go. And we don't say their names. And anybody who gets angry at someone taking a minute to say a name needs to reevaluate what's going on in the world. It's not right. And the one thing that I think is so great right now is for the first time in our world, this civil action is taking a hold. People aren't stopping saying the names. And I'm just so proud that we are still a year later. Anybody else, the names are forgotten. We've stopped talking, but this time it's happening. So
I was happy that they were able to let Simone say those names, or they weren't scared to let that action happen. And I thank you so much, Wilma, for sharing that.
It's crying on the panel, girl.
But I gotta say this, Wilma, like as somebody who is currently still fighting the good fight along with my brothers here, when we have white voices that speak up on our behalf sometimes, and it comes from an actual genuine place, it's important because it's always us, but then when it's every one of us, then everybody seems to want to listen more. And so I appreciate your emotions today. I appreciate your tears. I felt that. I take you, my sister, forever. You know that, okay? So I thank you so much for that, because that's what that dress was. It was a discussion piece. It was a moment. It was a statement. It did what it needed to do in white. So, like I said, puss forever, Simone.
Yes.
You know I love you.
Yes.
Now, on to the rest of these clowns.
Girl, no, girl.
I like her.
Y'all got me on the panel crying, girl.
I need somebody else.
So that we can lift that. Somebody in the when I was looking at other comments, somebody said that Simone was shaped like Yzma from the Emperor's New Groove.
As I think about it, it's funnier because she has the headpiece that just kind of flops over.
I mean, she's not.
Now I can't unsee it. That's what.
God bless that movie. God bless that movie. One of the best. One of the best. Okay, so let's go to somebody that did not hit a mark. I'd like to say the Flamingo Casino went out of business here. Elliot with 2 T's. What the fuck was all this nude gaucho and cha sleeve going on here?
It looked like she just gave up. Just looking at her makeup, I was like, "Is something going on with the makeup?"
Yeah, she had no lipstick.
She gave up.
No lip. You can't have no lips and not wear lipstick.
Trying to be artistic, give that, editorial tease. It does not translate on the runway. You need to have a pout. You need to have a push. You need to have a little pump.
Particularly when you don't have any.
There are TikTok videos for that now. Babies 13 years old are teaching us how to do these things. But I'm just saying, girl.
Elliot with 2 T's looked like a discarded Mega Evolution.
It's always listen. Okay, we'll like what a Mega Evolution. This is a Pokemon reference. The fact is, this would be an article that someone would write saying these were ideas that never happened. And it's like no one clicks on it, but it has like 5 likes on Facebook. That's what you're referring to. Mm-hmm. Poor them.
So she said, I felt like she wasn't supposed to be a flamingo, but since they said it on the panel, she was like, oh, yeah, that. Because in her presentation, it wasn't obvious to me that she was a flamingo. Like, why didn't she stand on one foot or, like, give me a beak or something? Like, there was nothing that read flamingo to me. And then she was giving us the season 3 America's Next Top Model poses. Like, what? That was
I want to give Joseph here in my comment section some love because he actually brought this up. It does make sense that Elliot was, after talking about their clinical depression, showing a bit of this happening like after that, almost like I got to say what I needed, and now it's like, what's happening here? Because that's kind of what this episode felt like to me. Elliot was it felt like she was in like this weird zone, and everybody else was just moving around her, and it was even in Untucked, it was weird. Like, well, I'm trying to do the voice. Well, I did this and that and da 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 da, and Candy starts to jabba. What is Bob?
You know.
Bob's impression of Candy is so funny. Oh my God. I was watching the pit stop the other day and nearly passed out for that impression. Oh my goodness. Rude. Wada voodoo. Wada what? I say that Candy's low-key Schnitzel from Chowder. The wada. Everything wada. And so after her wadas, Elliot and the rest of her alphabet is sitting there like, I don't know. I guess I'm going home. Because even against the lip sync, which we're not done with the runways yet. We still have to talk about Candy Muse. It just seemed like that baby was like, well, I guess we're done. You know what I mean? Like, I guess I'm here. You to go over there looking like Jack Skellington. This is Halloween. And I don't understand.
She sure did.
I thought that mama was about to have that little baby with the stitch arms pop out of somewhere. I didn't know what was going to go down.
And Utica's about to do exactly what she told y'all she was going to do, which is we will walk the way to the top.
Mama was going to give us The Conjuring 2, Crawling on the Walls, or Hereditary with Toni Collette, Headless Body, Swimming Sister. But back to this runway. Speaking of swimming, and they need to stop this. Candy Muse decides to come out in a houndstooth collection of the same sort of silhouette that she wore the previous week on the runway, in a shorter version with an ankle boot, a low black wig, and her name in the maybe 10 feathers that she had in her backpack. What do y'all give this?
The same rating as her Snatch Game.
Yeah. It was just bad. And that Fascinator was just terrible.
It wasn't the worst thing, but it wasn't good either.
Why was there only one sleeve? There was one black sleeve, nothing.
I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to get better at giving compliments. I think Candy's face was stamped.
Sure, her face is always gorgeous. She has a beautiful face.
I don't know about always,
but the rest of it was questionable.
Yeah, the one arm thing, Wilma, I did want to talk about because I was confused if she was wearing a leotard or something underneath the
dress. Does she play tennis?
This is part of the Venus collection. I've seen that somewhere before. Like, not tennis. Yeah, that does give me a tennis outfit from somebody who doesn't win. I boo. I really didn't like it, but to be honest, that's still not the worst one for me because Tina Burner came out as a goddamn horse.
Oh my God.
I was like, no.
Oh my God.
They need a little more horse on the head.
Listen, it's a horse on the head because the scrotum sac is a little bit shaped better. Yeah,
it looked like the scrotum sac.
Of somebody who has a little nub, and it was okay. But I just the problem is that it was supposed to be Kentucky Derby, but to me it looked like a wrinkled suit with like some black boots, and then this weird like cheap flower effect around it. This mousy wig that was tied in the back, and then this weird makeup. Weird makeup.
This is ugly.
I feel like to Wilma's previous point, like you need to know what looks good on you, and like to know that didn't look good on you. Like, what the fuck were you thinking?
Oh, Aldi bag. Who said it was an Aldi bag? Oh my goodness, the one you got to pay.
I thought she was a turd. I'm not gonna lie.
And the whole point
I thought she was a turd.
Fascinator, and the Fascinator was a horse head, but the horse head was looking up at when she was looking at the camera, it was looking up at the ceiling. It needed to be down so we could see it was a horse head.
Just like, come on, Matt, come on, Drag Race UK, Blue Hydrangea, when she had the horse head on top of hers and it was directly in the front.
Yes. That was gorgeous.
It needed polish, is what we're saying here.
We've seen a horse head from Brooklyn Heights before, done very, very well. So if you're not going to do horse head like Brooklyn,
I mean, this goes back to the point that I brought up at the beginning when we were talking about UK. Like, I feel like she's so hyper focused on staying with these colors and this branding. She's not focusing on establishing herself and doing what's appropriate for the runways and the competition. And it's a handicap, girl. Like, you need to be able to be flexible and maneuver in a way that betters what you can do or better your options to be in the top. And that's not what's happening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can see her going home within the next 2 episodes.
I mean, hopefully.
Oh, let's think about this list real quick.
It's 9 bitches. It's a lot to think about.
I say 3, but yeah.
I say 2.
Well, let me see. Who's left?
She not sending Rose home. She not sending Denali home.
Oh, no. Rosé's on the clear and steady path right now.
Yeah,
Rosé's
She already told y'all.
She's jumped on that train. It's like, no.
Yeah. Mick is on that train too, so I don't think Mick going over.
Mick is going to the finale.
Simone's on that bus. Yeah, it's there.
Mm-hmm.
It's there.
And honestly, Candy's on that train just for the purposes of like she's
on the loudspeaker. She's on the loudspeaker. Yeah.
Top 5.
That's the one like, all right, bitches, sit the fuck down. Get your tickets out.
I said this 3 weeks ago. I said World of Wonder and RuPaul are going to bend over fucking backwards to make sure that bitch does not. And we saw it with the double save. That she going. She on that train. She's on that train.
At least the top 5. And at the very least, one top 5.
I agree.
Let me see here. I don't think we forgot anybody on the runway.
Wait, Denali.
Oh, that's right. Damn, I've been doing this lately with this baby. I don't know why. Please forgive me. It's not no shade. It's a lot of people. It's been a lot of episodes.
A lot of people.
Like we should be at a top 6 something right now. Like serious. So there should have been a double sachet away at this point. Denali
I mean, about 3 girls could have went home this episode, to be honest.
That part. Denali is a waitress, and she came in on some rollerblades. Thoughts?
It didn't give enough. Like the fascinator was great, and the skates was like kind of selling it, but she could have did more.
The fascinator was fantastic.
If
did
it
like
worked
coffee.
on wheels, it would have put her in the.
She knew she wasn't lip syncing.
So if she came out in heels, you think Jabbar she would have had a problem? No, they would have
I feel like the wheels elevated it to where it was like, okay, but if it was just regular heels, people would have been like,
Very car hop, very that, Sonic though, since those are rollerblades, not roller skates. Car hop would have been, Robbie, I'm gonna steal this Uber and lie about it, Turner.
Why did you bring her here?
You didn't.
Someone had to talk about her. She needs someone to start talking. I'm just
in about 4 years.
Somebody had to start talking about her again. Okay, all right. Robbie Turner. You remember?
No.
No shade to the turning. Yes, there is. That's a lot of shade. All right. Yeah.
They're beautiful fascinators, though. Wilma's fascinator is beautiful.
Yes, I love this Wilma, and it matches the gloves.
Yeah,
I'm a whore for a little hat.
Oh, yeah, exactly. One of my favorite things from watching you from Back of the Gap. I was like, oh, here comes a little moment. I least love.
Does anyone still wear a hat?
Oh, actually, that reminds me of the SNL sketch with the hat situation with Kristen Wiig and Amy Poehler, and it was like, but my hat's this big, and she had the microscope. But look at my tiny hat. Anywho, that's for you SNL cats out there. Runway, fascinator.
Wait, got me.
Oh, that's right. Oh, look at me forgetting
The
people.
winner.
So Kiss FM walks out there in a grunge jacket and moment with a giant safety pin and a scrotum sack that's been beaten red. What'd y'all think of this?
Stunning.
It was good. That was a nasty shoe. I love that shoe.
Oh, that shoe was everything.
It
was one of her best. One of her best.
I mean, I knew she was gonna win, so it was just like she could have came down the runway with anything. Probably in a little black dress again.
Oh no.
So you're saying she could be on the runway in a diaper, and the judges would say, "Got Mick, you're beautiful."
Oh,
you look like
a model.
Oh, Miss Aja is somewhere just itching right now. Let's see here. Buy that album. Well, let's go ahead and get off the runway for a second. In Untucked, everyone was feeling some kind of way about Utica's 2 faces. As off camera, she's a bit of a bitch, and on camera, she's just a goof. What did we think about Olivia turning up the notch and telling us that she knows who she is now and no longer?
I would feel a way too.
Even Rose brought a receipt. She's like, by the way,
You said
like, girl, if we kikiing and you say like, oh, you did a good job, let's stand forward, and then when the cameras come back on, you over there in the corner talking about, girl, she looked a mess, girl, so then she gonna be in the bottom. I'll be like, okay, so what's the real tea? Like, where's the inconsistency lie? I would feel away. Now I'm not gonna sit there and try to, call you out. Like, I would have to pull you aside. Like, come here, Niche.
you're not going to be like Alexis Michelle and All Stars, whatever that was, and turn around and Mateo. There are so many names.
I got mad. I said, excuse me?
Listen, I ain't talking about drag her down the aisle. Forgive me for that reference. When Alexis Mateo and that members only jacket turned around and had to give somebody the business, that's what I was talking about when Miss Cracker got cracked right there. And I was like, oh, like, I wasn't talking about you. Yes, I was. Like, it was very that internal struggle. I'm with Jamar. Don't do that, bitch. And we're supposed to be cool. We're the smiley ones. And all of a sudden you're talking about me. Like, I'm not smiling anymore.
I think Olivia's the bigger diva.
Wilma.
This is the point people miss every season. It's a competition. So what if Utica's doing that? So what if she's saying to your face, you are a rock star, and then going up to the camera going, what the hell was that? Even if she's lying in both senses, who cares? She's there for her own thing. She wants to win. She don't care about you. Oh, she's my best friend. You've known her a hot minute. Calm down. If she doesn't help you move or give you blood, she's not your friend.
I agree.
That part.
Nobody has told me I look beautiful. None of you judges have looked at me and told me that I look beautiful. I'm sending my soul home. Okay.
Oh God, let's rewind back to that one day in Untucked when Alexis Michelle had to tell those people, I can't believe you didn't tell me I didn't look good. Jamar, hold on, you got a finger up. Wait, I gotta hear it. I gotta hear it.
I saw when Trixie and Bob were talking about this. It was weird how Olivia and Utica were going back and forth about who said what and who was supposed to be in the bottom. I was like, you're both terrible. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. It doesn't matter.
Like you're fighting over who's last.
Hell, that's how I felt about Lawrence Chaney being safe in the background of Untucked, going off on Ellie Diamond when you were safe and going to the next episode. Like, you passed the test. Why are you mad? You beat her. Like, her, whatever she was trying to do didn't work. Chill out. But this is what we're getting now because Tamisha Iman is gone and that moment with Candy is over with. And that was an early set of I'm yelling at you louder. So it all came down to Utica and Elliot with 2 T's. The song was by Company B. It just so happened to be, fascinating. I was like really rude.
This should have been Elliot's win. She should have won this. It's a perfect dance song.
Well, it was a song that really complimented Utica's like zaniness.
Yeah.
Utica wore her out, bitch.
Very Revenge of the Nerds.
I was surprised.
Utica wore her out.
Elliot, you gonna let her do you like this? Because she's
very Revenge of the Nerds.
Just hitting you from all sides.
And while I read,
bam.
Elliot has been telling us for 28 episodes how much of a dancer she is, girl. And you sat there and did nothing?
Mama was doing this. She was doing a lot of these, a lot of this kind of movement, these wows, these. I don't know where that praying mantis was going, but it bit a couple of things along the way to its lily pad that it was sitting on. I will say I enjoy the stretchable moments from the Armstrong doll. I was here for the kookiness. Like I said, I thought of Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas the entire time. Jack was moving in that movie now. So it was like, that's Utica. And here's Elliot in the back just staring at Utica. It was so weird. Like, girl, you're supposed to be the moving and the shaker. They could have kept you if you was like deep enough, but maybe you felt because you were depressed at the time.
Maybe that was it.
I don't want to do this. I'm good. I'm gone.
Double T was very much giving me Julia Stiles in Save the Last Dance. Like, I'm a trained dancer. I can do anything. And then she got up on that stage and we was like,
got up there with no lip like this one. There's 2 tucked lips getting on that stage with no lip. Girl, what part of lip sync do you not understand? Come on.
No kidding.
Girl, sometimes being
Anastasia Beverly Hills in the corner.
I mean, something from Anastasia. Some sort of, there is a filler in there somewhere. A pouch will do. Watermelon. What did, well, maybe, yeah, Elliot don't need to be saying nothing about no watermelons. All right, so let's do this. Let's do this. Whoa. The next week is going to be a makeover challenge. We have 8 contestants still left in the competition. 8 people left on episode 10. Do you hear me? 8. Who is the top 4?
20 episode
finale.
Girl, okay, I can't ask no more questions. Drag Race season 13. We're going to see it again on Friday. Hope to God another special doesn't pop up or a clip show that is unnecessary and not needed nor wanted. Let's just continue on this road of eliminating people till we get to somebody's victory. So, while this all is the case here, guess what else, everybody? Another Drag Race has popped up. Not season 2 of Canada, which we're all ready for. Wilma, we're all ready for Canada. Like, we're all ready for Canada.
I hear they're casting right now.
Yes, they are. I'm hoping that we get something by the end of the year. Drag Race Down Under. Everybody. Honey, when I tell you I was gagged that I saw Miss Karen from Finance, who I still have my card. I still got my card from Miss Karen from Finance when I met her at DragCon in Los Angeles, or was that I forget. Either way, I met you, Karen, and Miss Art Simone Jamar. You took pictures with Art. We know those two. Oh, Dooley lost signal. He'll be back, everybody. But tell me, what do y'all think of this cast? Wilma, I'm gonna start with you.
Well, the thing that I'm excited about in general is Australia. First of all, Priscilla Queen of the Desert for me is the epitome of drag. That over the top. I like my drag queens to look a bit like men. I like a muscly arm and a strappy dress, and I feel like there's a level of that in Australia that also is in Britain, that camp, that wink. We know it's, we're not trying to be fish. I mean, there is that there.
Yeah.
But historically, drag in Australia has been over the top. So I'm excited for that. Mm-hmm. But the thing I'm also excited for is short of Art Simone and Karen from Finance, I've never heard of any of these queens. And I really like going online and looking these queens up. So my review of the cast is always later, because I don't just want to tell you what I think of looking at them. I mean, that doesn't help anybody. I mean, that's why we're in this problem socially in 2021, because we judge each other just looking. So I like to go on the grams and the tubes and the tweets and see, get a sense of them at least. And I mean, it didn't help me with the UK cast this year, I'll tell you what.
Listen, I'm waiting for an actual Meet the Queens. I want to sit down conversation with these girls before I do a review. I know I posted, y'all, I do something Monday, but I'm like, that was all that was here. And it's like, no, I don't know who they are. So we can't talk about them just yet. We haven't gotten this is my tagline. This is what I'm famous for. I can't sew. We haven't gotten that yet. So I agree with you. But Blake, I see you was ready to open up. Now,
I'm very excited. Like, I think Karen from Finance got me. Like, once she walked out, I was like, I'm here for this. JoJo, I'm kind of interested in to see what JoJo's gonna bring. I think Coco's the other one who had a nude pump in her picture, and I was like, here for the outfit, not the nude pump, but we'll see what happens. It seems like it's gonna be a really interesting cast. I'm also very similar to Wilma. I'm excited to go look them up to see what type of drag they give, like in their daily life.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's very different than American drag.
Yeah. The influences in Australia are much broader, because they have ties to Britain, but they're also in the South Seas. So all of those, Indonesia and Polynesia, all of those fabulous little island cultures are all like right there. Plus the Aboriginals in Australia themselves, their culture is so rich and so old. Like, it's ridiculous how long those people have been there. So Australia really is a unique place. Plus the fact that you could walk out your door and the country could kill you in 2 seconds at any moment.
That
You
part.
know what I mean? Like that teaches you to respect where you are.
Oh my goodness. I agree.
Matty, Dooley says re-add him.
Re-add him. Oh, I see him, baby. He hit the bottom. You at the bottom, girl. That's what happens. I know you're a top, but this is what happens when you're at the bottom. Sometimes you get forgotten because there's so many. All right. I know you ain't doing
it. What I say about Down Under is that it looks like, because we know Art Simone and we know Karen from Finance, and just and the girl's name was etc. etc.
Oh, I lived.
I buy it already. But everybody looks like they can paint, first of all. And then the fact that you have somebody like Art Simone and Karen from Finance on there, I know there's going to be looks. And I know it's going to be some hilarious improv challenges. There's going to be hilarious acting challenges. It looks like the talent is there. And I'm really, really excited. The international girls are coming for the U.S. secretly when it comes to their seasons. Like,
say it again for the drag queens in America in the back.
Yeah, because Art, we've seen Art Jamar on stage before, and with that whole piccolo routine with the flute, that was everything. And then Karen is funny just to be, like, just speaks, and all of a sudden, was that a pun? Yep, that was a pun. I love you. She gave me her card and was like, reach out to me anytime. Like, the way she spoke to me was so, I was like, oh, I like you. So to see her up there, I was like, oh shit. I know this lady's going to bring something. And Art was also wonderful too. A sweetheart. Hilarious. I love how she always takes a photo at the end of DragCon and it would be her like falling down the stairs or something. And it's just her falling over at her house. Good stuff. I can't wait to see it. I hope the cast brings it. Is RuPaul a judge or is it this redheaded baby? Like, I was confused.
He's a stand-up comic.
Oh, he's a stand-up comic. Okay, I pray he's funny.
He's dead at least.
Well, we saw Drag Race Holland, so
I think Michelle is there than RuPaul is.
Did we not like Fred?
Fred. Okay, I was okay. I some days I was like, no. And then other days I was like, I like Fred. But most days I was like, no. I think I was more mad that they got a dress as a reward for what happened. And it was like that dress.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, no.
Like that dress. Like, that's a dress we've seen. I was like, this is from this guy here. Like, Fred wore better stuff coming out. That's why I was confused. Like, come on, sis. Let me not get to
the reason he gave the dress away.
I mean, it was sitting in that closet. Here, this one will make it to fit.
Yeah, it was worth $20,000 to someone.
Can we get a Kylie Minogue song while we're on Drag Race off Down Under?
Oh, no kidding.
There are so many.
I hope so.
They charge too much.
Oof. But you know, they played Beyonce in Thailand, so I'm hoping it may be a situationship where Australia has a little bit more leg room to do somebody that we all can, dance to. Because I got Dooley. How much was it from the Drag Race Jeopardy? How many times has RuPaul's song been featured on the show? Is it 26?
That was a Final Jeopardy question. If I remember, it was RuPaul was at 28, if I remember correctly. And then second place is a tie. It was Britney, Madonna, and Rihanna. And then tied for third place was Whitney.
And
it was all the older girls. It was like Whitney, Aretha, and somebody else.
Ariana made her way into top 3.
No, yeah, Ariana was in the top because they played 5 songs. Yeah. So there are other people who sing World of Wonder, and I know the budget is World and it's of a wonder, but I drop a penny, get that cryptocurrency up. I know somebody over there got good Bitcoin. Like, come on, we got some tracks. I need to hear some Tina Turner.
Or you can use your fracking coin to get some licenses.
Oh, goodness. Is this a quarter? It is. All right. So we're going to go ahead and continue on before we open up a door that I'm not ready to go down with. I'm trying to get hired.
I did have a Drag Race question, though.
Oh, what is it?
So I was listening to Bob and Monet's podcast, and they were talking about like the All Winners season. And Bob was like, well, I'm not going back for less than $1 million. And
it has to be.
I agree. I was like, to have this stage, I'm like, for all the winners to have like an incentive to come back, it should be $1 million prize.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
At this point, most of those girls make more money from doing appearances and tours. Like, it would be a financial liability for anything less than $500,000 is not going to be interesting to them. Like, it has to be. But then also, you want winners to bring a winner's package. Like, it has to be $1 million.
And he said that all the queens should be able to bring their teams too.
Do it.
I agree. I agree. Because they were talking about it being like a mogul sort of thing. So if that is how they're going to do it, where they're all very with my teams and stuff, that would be the best. Why can't we need A++++.
Right.
Like the Grand Prix of Drag Race, and they have their pit crew of their own.
Exactly. Yes.
And they go in there like this, and they just put all the new stuff on them and push them out. Go.
We learn about the people who are working with them as well. Like, it'd be a whole like legendary type of style filming process for it.
Literally putting together like The Face, Drag Race, and Toxic Runway.
Exactly. I think there should be a point system. Make it a point system. Let them bring their teams. You get points for winning a challenge. You get points for being in the top. You lose points for, losing anything. Like, there's a way for you to do it to where it's fair, it's entertaining, and everybody wins and gets exposure in this situation.
Mm-hmm. Right. Agree. Jamar has brought one of our mascots from the original days of our reviews, Rufus, hanging in there. How old is that damn dog again? 14? Ooh, oh, Roofy Roo. I miss that little stinky butt. Oh, my goodness. He literally sits in that lap and that's all you hear. Oh, I miss him. Oh, okay. So listen, we've talked a lot about Drag Race today. Y'all know Down Under, they gave us a cast with no date, which was weird.
Wow Presents Plus, or do we know?
It's Wow. No, it's Wow. It's Wow Presents Plus. It's not Paramount Plus. Yeah. That part. We also, of course, season 13's Friday. Of course, UK is Thursday. I'm closing out the Drag Race conversation until we get to Q&A towards the end for hypothetical questions. Now, let's go ahead and continue on with a little bit of gossip and tea before we start talking about some other TV. There was a whole incident that took place today. Well, not today, excuse me, a few days ago, where a rapper was exposed. And it's a rapper who happens to have a very vocal mouth and yells a lot and wears mysterious wigs of colors. And, it's a gang member, is a proud gang member. And he decided to talk about Lil Nas X in a post or write a comment that was very homophobic, if we really want to go there. Yeah, I did it. Now, Lil Nas X said, really, sis? Made a video, edited this video, edited a video, and showed receipts of Tekashi 6ix9ine in that inbox, trying to hang out.
Twice.
Heart, smiley face, and was left on red to top it all off.
Twice.
Now, this would be an example of mind your fucking business. Because if you got something in your closet and you don't want to get dragged or exposed, then do not come to the source of all exposure. So I got to ask y'all in this day now where the girls talk too much and then once a receipt is dropped, it's like, what are you going to do? Is Lil Nas X wrong for exposing Tekashi 6ix9ine, or is this just fair game?
Tekashi 6ix9ine is in the anal fissure of rap, and anything that goes against him is fair game.
I've never seen it for Rainbow Bright. He started it, and you don't mess with someone that's like petty or can be pettier than you.
He wasn't ready to play the game, so you shouldn't have entered the cartridge.
The girls need to learn. I have two sub-statements. First of all, these girls need to stop playing in Lil Nas X face. This is about the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th time that somebody even came sideways. Lil Nas X is funny. He is quick-witted, and he will drag, like, first and foremost. But whenever these situations arise, like, Trade, the DL girls always have more to lose. So, like, Lil Nas X was in a power position. I would have done the exact same thing. Like, he's out, he's living his truth. So, like, he had nothing to lose by telling the truth. It was you, girl. So then you got exposed because you were trying to be kiki and you were trying to be funny and you wasn't ready.
Social media is fun, everybody. This is why Twitter was invented. To expose people. I'll wrap this up because I don't really care about this person with this wig that has been running around here bumping their gums, talking about they're going to fight Chris Brown when Chris Brown is fighting child support. So, did I lie? Right. All right.
Royalty.
I'm tired.
I mean, if only he would just focus on why his nose is so dry all the time, then maybe, we could get through this. But then again,
why his nose is dry.
But all the crust at the bottom, it's not on a pie. Girls, mind your business. Stop getting into people's faces with stuff. This is why I don't go back and forth with people online, because I like to knock on people's doors. I'm old school like that. Like, I'm not going to talk about you online. I'm going to find out where you live and I'm going to show up and be like, so what were you saying? Nothing. All right, let's move on. But you guys, this is a mess. This is what people have been talking about in the industry. There's a reason why Laverne Cox and Angelica Ross that one night were like, him. Okay, honey, him, because it's a lot of people, but it just works best if you mind your business and focus on yourself and get your credit up. Yeah. And white,
mind
yes.
Your business, moisturize, call your person, take your meds, and stay in your lane.
Drink water. And Tekashi, get into the wigologist. Get a new wig, baby. Because now we have spotted you in that one picture that someone says it wasn't him, but it really looks like it was him. It looked just like him. So someone exposed a picture of this man having intercourse with other men. And they're like, it's not him. And I'm like, who looks like that?
Yeah. Who else has a tattoo dead as on they like what? Like
yeah, it's the blueprint, but God bless her, she was taking it. All right, so that's enough in the hot topics news. I've gone down the gutter for too long there. There's been a lot of movies that have come out recently, Netflix and Hulu and Amazon and HBO Max, and some of them we heard about through the Golden Globes because honestly, we didn't even know those movies were released. One of them was I Care a Lot. I don't know if any of y'all saw that one on Hulu.
I did not.
I highly recommend it. It stars the same woman from Gone Girl, Rosamund
Pike.
Yeah, she won a Golden Globe for her performance for Best Actor. I promise you, go see it. Peter Dinklage from Game of Thrones is in there as well. Then there was a sequel that no one asked for that came out this weekend, coming to America, not to America. Eddie Murphy has risen from the grave and from the last prostitute he slept with to give us another comedy with whatever. Chris, you've done worse. You've said worse.
Matty Rants. Oh my God.
Matty chose violence on Sunday. Got it.
On Sunday.
I mean,
she got caught red-handed with a blade, a gun, and a written plan, girl. What?
Mel B would be like, not a joke, just a fact. Okay, so anywho, Eddie Murphy and the rest of his face showed up with some sort of cast that they pulled together of who's maybe who, and decided to give us a Coming to America sequel. This man apparently had some child. He's going to be the next heir to the throne. Honestly, y'all, I was okay with this never existing, but I was glad that it was like, okay, bring back the nostalgia. Give us a moment.
Only nostalgia purposes, that's it. They could have kept that. I wanted to like the movie. I didn't. The casting was too over the top. It was just too much. Garcelle, she promoted this movie so much, and she had less than 3 minutes in it with no speaking role. I was disappointed by that.
Yeah, the jokes were they were popping fresh versions of the originals. It wasn't necessary. I'm happy it exists for people who needed to exist, but Kavina Hart was, average at best, and it just was.
Wilma.
I didn't know the Prince was on he was on the Celebrity Drag Race.
Yeah, he was on Celebrity Drag Race. Yeah.
He was so annoying on this movie.
Wilma, what you have to say, baby?
I enjoyed the nostalgia of this film because I really enjoyed the first one.
Oh, yes.
And it was nice to see so many of the original cast come back. Like whoever that man is, and I looked his name up and can't remember it, but the heavy man who sang "Get Off" in the sequel, he hasn't changed at all. Like he looks exactly the same. That woman, I lost my mind. There was so many little, and I'm sorry, but Leslie Jones every time.
She was so funny.
I love her. I love her so
much.
And that gorgeous woman who danced "Get Off," who was that?
Tiana Taylor.
Wow! Holy! When Leslie Jones like, damn! I was like, who is that? Oh.
Yes, Tiana Taylor honestly could just sell cycle equipment and all fitness equipment because that body is ridiculous. I just wish she would sell an album that wouldn't make me go to sleep. But you know, other than that,
that's Kanye.
Nice.
She makes
a great movie. No. Did I expect it to be a great movie? No. Did it do what I wanted it to? Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I get from this. If we'd have been released in theaters normally, it'd have made a lot of money. People would have been like, whatever, but everyone would have still went to go see this movie.
Absolutely.
This is still weird now that we're doing this at home and sitting at home and watching these new films now. And it's like, yeah, my TV's cool, but I do miss paying a very large amount of money to eat popcorn and drink around a bunch of people.
$35 just on popcorn and pop.
Woo, honey, because a large is going to be $11 to $15, and the drink is
actually buy concessions.
Yes, no. I want the movie theater to
bring my own stuff.
Be like our mama, sneak all our Subway and stuff in the
Chris,
pull it out in the theater and eat it then.
Shame.
I'll bring me a bag of chips, some sour straws, whatever I need.
So when I lived in New York City, I had my little movie pass. I'm a moviegoer. I would go see 2-3 movies a week. But I used to, y'all know I go to the gym. I would have my little gym bag. I used to always see if I could top what I smuggled in the week before. My greatest feat. I was at Regal. I can't remember what I went to go see. I had a bottle of sake, salmon teriyaki, udon, and a thought juice, and sat there and had my meal and enjoyed my movie. No,
well, listen, I believe in buying concessions to make the movie theater last because that's where they get most of their money from. And I love movies. But Jamel, I need to walk with you to the movie theater next time because I have a cheese pizza that could fit in that bag that would really come helpful because those 4 slices they give you are never enough. But yeah, hold on here. Questions are being asked. Victor, is he taking one single? They want to teach you Spanish, ¿por qué?
C, I'm single, but
not C, I'm single.
Anyway,
that felt like letter C. I'm single. Wait, I can't. Anywho, y'all make sure that you watch these films. It is important that we are streaming and watching these films, especially from the stuff that you really like, to make sure these things don't get canceled because we've already seen shows go by the wayside. I mean, Pose is having its final season.
Oh my God, I was so angry.
Yeah,
I'm sad. It makes me sad.
Yeah.
Now, from the outside looking in, I'm just going to say, like, from the response of, like, everyone involved, it just seemed like it wasn't their choice for it to be the final season. Because I think it could have went on for at least 2 more seasons. And there's not enough, people of color, LGBTQ plus led stories on TV. So, and it's critically acclaimed, too. So I just don't get it.
Well, I mean, Billy Porter winning an award for it is not critically acclaimed, but Angelica should have got something. Certainly, MJ should have got something for it. The show itself should have got an award, and they always bypass for some reason for some show that I don't know anybody that's watching, but. I'm kind of okay with it ending this way. I do want them to expand on different stories that could relay from this, like give us more of what is in the LGBTQ plus A community and different perspectives and different stories that tell this from the perspective of POC or Black people, because that's why people liked Pose. It's not the same stuff on HBO. It's not the same stuff on Showtime. Queer as Folk was amazing. I remember watching the original one, like not the Showtime one, the American one, but the original one. Like I remember all that kind of good stuff. And then Noah's Ark, but it's now like, okay, we need more representation in shows. Drag Race is fun, but it's campy. But I like scripted television too. I want to cry. I want to be angry at my TV and wait for the next week to yell at the character again and be like, Ricky, you can't sleep with Pray Tell. What about this person? Like, I want to have that moment again. I want to be mad that somebody died. I want to feel again. I'm sorry. It's been a while. Like, TV's fun.
I mean, I like when shows end, so like I agree with Matty. I'm cool with this ending at season 3 as long as we get a good resolution in these 7 episodes that we're getting, because it's a truncated season, which is already, it just pisses me off. But like, tell me another story. And this story, I think, is going further away from what season 1 established, but it kind of has to end.
Yeah,
like, the capsule is done. And so, like, I would be okay if you kept it in the universe, but told a different story, a different character story in this universe.
Agree. All right, everybody. This train's been going on for a while here. I'm trying to get us in before we go way too deep down the rabbit hole, because I am Alice and I do like to drink. So let's talk about WandaVision. If you have not seen it, get the hell out of here, because I'm about to spoil some shit for you, okay? Because this was the last
finale,
episode.
girl.
It's the finale. Everybody was talking about it. I was literally editing Drag Race, trying to avoid every spoiler while I was looking for pictures. Like, stop it. But WandaVision has finally come to a close. It is the first installment in the Marvel Universe as far as this year and the setup to be for all setups. And a lot of people had mixed feelings about it. Goodbye, everybody that's leaving because you don't want to be spoiled because you're about to go watch it. I'll see y'all later. But for those of you still being here, I want to start with everybody over here. Actually, Wilma, did you watch WandaVision?
I did.
Oh, yes. Yay. Yay.
I watched it this last weekend.
Ooh.
Like, I haven't watched it up until this last weekend, then I watched all of it.
Oh, so you binged it. Ooh, please, I need to hear this, because we all waited weeks. How was it binging it? Like,
I really enjoyed it because I lived through almost all of those sitcom eras, except for the early one, but I watched those sitcoms like the Dick Van Dyke Show on TV as a kid.
Yeah.
So I was really impressed with how they captured that. I was also really impressed with the unraveling of the story, because, at first, like, I have to tell you, I am not a huge Marvel Universe fan. It's not because I hate them. I just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I can't watch one more superhero movie. I just don't care. So when this came out, it was like, eh. And then really good friends of mine all watched it and said, oh, it was really good and interesting. So I think that if I had watched it each week, I don't know if I would have found it as interesting, because I would have forgotten what I watched. But because I was watching it like that, the progression was very obvious. And I love Kat Dennings.
Oh, yes.
I love the woman who played Agatha. I think she's hilarious.
Oh, she was the star of the show.
Yeah. And that woman who played Rambo.
Monica Rambo, yeah.
What did she do in before? I couldn't place her.
Chirac. She was in Chirac.
Oh, she's so good. Like, she was so good in that. So I thought there were some really great performances, but I have to tell you, by the end of it, I was like, just finish it. Just tell me why.
Just tell me why. I love it.
I want to know why I sat and watched all of this, because it better be good. And, well, okay, so you had a bad childhood. Okay.
Talk about
Just a bad childhood, girl.
Oh my goodness.
You had a bad
So you were left at a bus stop. Who can
Her parents died. Her brother died. The love of her life died. Oh my God.
I mean, Agatha fully gave Wanda that tell us what you would tell your 6-year-old self, and they gave us the whole backstory.
Who, me?
No, it was
Agatha. Like in the show,
Yeah. I have to say that there was a point in it where I think it distracted me when I could start to see, like, okay, now you're seeing the TV and now you're seeing the army base, and so we're seeing this interaction of two different worlds going on. And I started to jump ahead in the script. I guess I always do that. If a movie isn't entertaining me, I will start to jump ahead in my mind and imagine, oh, this will probably happen. If a movie's great, I just sit there and let it hit me. I don't question a thing. And I think with this, there was a level of that where, because it was weekly, I felt like I was getting hit on the head with stuff. But every week, every episode, I have to remind myself this was episodic television. Because it was stunning. Like, I couldn't believe that this wasn't meant to be on a big screen.
Oh, that part. See, that's how I felt about the end of WandaVision when I thought about all of this, and they had those 7 minutes of credits at the end of each and every episode for some apparent reason. That could have been its own movie of just the song and that's playing.
Why for so long, because every episode was like a movie.
Yeah, and if they had just blended it together, I would love to see a whole version of that where it's no credits, like it's just a sweep through the entire story. I think it'd be so interesting. But I did. I like the show. I was entertained by it because I'm a Marvel fan. I'm so in the universe, and I was happy that they gave her a costume that was not some Burlington Coat Factory leather outfit that they were running out in.
Burlington Coat Factory.
I was so happy with the costume.
Because X-Men, that's what it was. They were all stiff jackets that were cheap, and it was like I'm getting tired of this sound of leather all the time. And I also like that Agatha, the villain, was really fleshed out. There was a likability to her being, horrible. You didn't know what she was going to do. She was more chaotic than Wanda was, if you really want to go there. Yeah. And I enjoyed the fact that they didn't necessarily get rid of her character. She left her there. So it's like, oh, we can bring her back. Good, because she was entertaining. So don't get rid of Agatha. Yeah. And Kat Dennings, again,
so funny.
She was in the grand finale for like 2 seconds. She just ran into the guy, and that was it. You're going to jail. That was the only line. I was like, I hope you got paid a lot of money for that one line, sister.
She got cut due to COVID. They were supposed to go back and do some reshooting and some like touching up of some of those final scenes.
Oh,
and unfortunately, because of COVID-19 and the way things happen, they weren't able to reshoot her shots.
See, they probably would have fleshed out that finale a little bit more if they got to do that. COVID has really changed. Like, this entire world has just went whoop. All right. By the way,
I'm actually very excited to see what they're going to do with Agatha in the future movies or TV shows, because when she said, I'll be seeing you, Agatha, it let us know, like, there's something big coming. So I'm very excited to see what they're doing.
Yeah, because in the comics, like, Agatha was like a teacher of hers. But I know that how they dealt with the Scarlet Witch was like how I wish they did for Jean Grey and the Phoenix.
Oh, like, that's what they did. I think
you're right.
Girl, they gave her a tidal wave. All right, bye everybody.
Together, a lot of the comic storylines for Wanda with some of the characteristics of Jean. So I kind of think Scarlet Witch will become Marvel's Jean Grey, except a little more pronounced in the way that they'll do it.
Yeah. Well, they did officially announce the mutants is coming, so.
Well, we'll see how this goes. I'm always excited, but then I'm not, because I'm like, child, I've been disappointed by many of movies. Y'all know I'm very critical of things. So we'll see. I know Winter Soldier and Falcon, Captain Falcon, something. There's a show. There's a masculine show coming out from Marvel, so get ready for that because that's going to be very. I'm in the no tea, but
we have nonstop Marvel through 2021.
We do. I'm waiting for the Loki one. That's the one I want to get.
Loki will be good. Well, they set us up for Secret Wars as well. I'm curious to see how they set us up for, or what they do with that. Well, because the post credit scene, the scroll revealed themselves, and they were like, "Where are we gonna go?" She pointed up, which was referencing the space station that Nick Fury is on.
Mm-hmm.
So that was super fun.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's Marvel and that's Disney for you. Give me all of your money. Give it all to me, okay?
Give me.
Listen, everybody, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up because we're at 2 hours and 15 minutes and my body is starting to get low on gas. AKA, I have an Uber Eats order that is going to be on the way in 25 minutes because I am hungry. I'm telling you. Plus, it's Sunday and that's my shit TV night, which means that a lot of shit's going to be on TV and I got to get through that shit too.
Yes, the Harry and Meghan interview. Everybody watch it.
Is that tonight?
Oh,
yes.
I'm going to make dinner, girl.
I want to see the tea. I want all of that porridge. I want it. I am the bear and Goldilocks, you're in trouble. Okay? Like, tell me about it. Listen, we're going to start with my good sister, Miss Wilma Fingerdoo first. Could you give us your social medias one more again for all the rest of us?
On Twitter, I'm at WFingerdoo. On YouTube, I'm at the Fingerdoo Review. Oh, no, the Wilma Fingerdoo Review. And then on Instagram, I don't know.
Type in Wilma.
Wilma Fingerdoo. You'll find me.
There's 17 of them, but you'll see her somewhere. No, one of them is
Wilma Fingerdoo in every city. Trust me.
One of them is a little more in the booty. Okay, listen now, Jamar. How about you tell us where they can find you since 84 has nothing to do with your birth date?
I don't know why this has to be my birthday. Why does it can be anyway?
It's normally an email. That's how everyone does.
You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram at Jamar84. And you can find me on TikTok at Jamar840. Looking forward to seeing you there.
Yay. Dooley, under somebody's noted. Where can they find you?
It's funny. So some of the girls that watch the panel have been in my inbox almost some underscore. It's actually really, really funny. So thank you. So on Twitter, I am underscore Dooley Noted underscore. On YouTube, I am DooleyDoesFood. Like, share, subscribe. That's also my business Instagram, and then my personal Instagram is Dooley Noted with 2 underscores.
Fabulous, Blakesha.
That's a great name, by the way.
Thank you.
Noted. That's fantastic.
You can find me on Instagram at Rowley B, Twitter at BARowley86, and recently you can find me on YouTube at BRowley.
God, and I just now noticed you're wearing Ivy Park.
Oh, you got the new one. Okay.
Oh, I didn't get anything for my birthday. Back to Chris. Chris, how about you go ahead and tell us where they can find you?
Yeah, so if you love all things housewives and pop culture, you can catch me on my YouTube, CBIGGI1, as well as Twitter and Instagram. And then Pop Roast with Alexander Rogers on his channel. And then the podcast on Apple and Spotify, also called Pop Roast.
Fabulous, fabulous. Hey, everybody. I appreciate all of you for tuning in today with all of us good Judies here. You know where you can find me at MattyRants on both Instagram, Facebook. I have to close my eyes while I'm doing this. TikTok and Cameo. I have a birthday request to get to now. Also, at the Matty Rants on Twitter because somebody took the original name. And if you want to donate to the channel, please and thank you. As you can see it scrolling by right now like it's a plane in the sky. Cash App $MattyRants, Venmo MattyRants, and PayPal.me/MattyRants. Next week will be Dita Ritz from season 4 of RuPaul's Drag Race, as well as the, in my opinion, first legendary lip sync assassin. If we just really would go there, there was only 2 lip syncs, so she still was killing.
Season 4.
Thank you. That one of the best seasons ever. We also are going to have Key Jakar here on the 21st. This is one of my favorite people in the universe. I'm so glad to meet her through Jamel. She's actually, who is she to Lemon again? Is that Lemma's mama or grandmama or auntie? I can't remember.
Lemon is Keisha Carr's grandchild.
I'm gonna bring somebody lineage up in here, family members. Legacies, Iman and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. We appreciate y'all again for tuning in. Remember, hugs and kisses, all of our best love and wishes to you. Thanks again, Wilma. Thanks again, Jamar. Thanks again, Jamel. Thanks again, Blakisha. Thanks again, Chris. We'll see y'all again. All love. Don't send hate to none of these queens. Hit that like button. Take care, everybody. We're gonna see you another time. Puss.
Bye.
Puss.
Listen. Yeah.